The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both the TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled. That's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Well, folks, that was rough. No two ways about it, really. Did I pull terribly? Probably. Could I have played better? Probably. Could I have deck built better? Almost certainly. But honestly, I think the real takeaway was something that has been a plague to my competitive play since back when I was playing at my highest level, which is that I have a tendency to blank out under pressure. When I'm under a time constraint or in a bad matchup or in a tough board state, I've been known to just see the right play and not be able to execute on it. And this has just been something that's been around since I've been playing the game. And I'm sharing this for two reasons. I'm not sharing this for pity or anything like that. My number one reason is just because some people might be able to relate to that. And I was able to, when I was practicing a lot and very comfortable with the game, overcome that to a large degree and have a fair amount of competitive success, and I hope to replicate that here again. But my second reason for sharing that is because it really brings me to my only point of growth that I'm gonna give myself for this week, which is just to relax and have a good time. We're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a blast. We're playing this format because it's hilarious and janky and shenanigans ensue, and that was the most old person way I could have said that, but it's a weird format and it's a lot of fun and we're here to have a good time, and honestly, everything else will follow after that. If I'm having a good time but also taking this seriously, I'll remember what my cards do and I'll read them. I'll think about my game plan and I'll stick to it. I'll predict Alex's plays and think through my own lines. Those things will come. I just want to have a good time, and there is no better pack that I can think of opening to start that than Pharaonic Guardian. This one is a banger! For any of you who are familiar with GOAT format, or even more so for any of you who are fans of Reaper format, this pack is one of the best. It has all of Gravekeepers. It has basically all of Pac-Man. It has Spirit Reaper and Newdoria and Book of Moon and Trap Dust Shoot and a bunch of different really good cards. It's got great zombie support. It's got just a bunch of weird stuff that are totally unexplored in the meta too, because, you know, that's a constructed environment where you have more cards to work with. So there are weird things like Great Dizard Fushio Richie. So I'm really excited to get into this. I'm not going to do that thing where we go down card by card. We can get to that in the packs. Let's get to cracking.
You know, I was expecting last episode to be a bit more back and forth, but unfortunately, I guess sometimes that's the way things go here in Sealed Showdown. However, we are swiftly moving on to the next set, being Pharaonic Guardian. And just like the last set, I think there's a lot of hope for Pharaonic Guardian because there's a lot of interesting cards that encourage going different routes in terms of strategies. We've got 24 packs to crack open. Let's go ahead and start with the first one and see what we get. Holy shit, this is actually a fantastic pack. So Raigeki Break is one of the premier pieces of removal that we can actually get in the set. It comes a common, which isn't always guaranteed, but discarding a card, targeting a card on the field, destroy it. This is one of the best pieces of removal like in the history of this series thus far, and this is going to be a very big deal if we can pull multiple copies. We also have Rite of Spirit, which is a monster reborn for the Gravekeeper archetype. Hopefully we get some of those. Reckless Greed isn't too bad in our format either, and Nightmare Wheel. This is an ultra rare, so this is very hard to get. You can target an attacking monster. It cannot attack or change its battle position, and once per turn during my standby phase, my opponent takes 500 damage for each turn that passes. The monster has to stay on the field, but honestly, it can sometimes be hard to remove monsters in our format. This is a very good pull. Wow, and the good cards just keep coming. There is a Sasuke Samurai. This, when it attacks a defense position monster, will immediately destroy it so that it does not flip up. Royal Tribune would be nice, but we do need Necro Valley in tandem with the Gravekeeper, so I'm not too optimistic. Kapazales is a nice beater coming in at 1700. We even have some other cards like Narrow Pass that are good for stall. Book of Taiyu can actually maybe have some implications in this set, but overall, this is a decent one. A few interesting cards here. First up, we have Gravekeeper Spear Soldier. It just does piercing, but 1500 attack, it's fine. It's okay. It's also 1000 defense, so it's like whatever. Banner of Courage, if a monster is attacking, it actually gains 200 attack. So if you have multiple of these and let's say a 1700 beater, they actually get over that 2000 defense point threshold, which could matter. We also have Needle Wall, which is a bit of a high rolly card literally, but at the same time, it is sort of removal, so this could maybe be playable. And Wing Sage Falcos is like, okay, it's a 1700 body at the very least. Oh, this is another fantastic pack. A second Raigeki break, really happy to see it. Deslakuda, if we flip it face up, we get to draw cards. It can reset itself. So if we have a way to protect this, this is a little draw engine. Gravekeeper's Guard is 1900 defense and bounces monsters back to the hand, so that's pretty good. Swarm of Scarabs will actually destroy monsters when it gets flipped face up by my own doing, and I can reset it every turn. So if Robert doesn't have a way to deal with this card can be lethal. And we also got a Dark Dust Spirit as well. This card can actually just be a bit of a board wipe in a way, so pretty happy to see this as well. Oh shit, the shenanigans begin. Super rare Mirage of Nightmare. This card is extraordinarily powerful. If you have less than 4 cards in your hand, you draw until you have 4, and then you have to randomly discard the same number. But this is a way to be able to just get a ton of cards, and with something like Raigeki Break, it may not matter because we can actually keep some more cards than we actually should be able to. That's pretty nice. Pyramid Turtle is good for a zombie sort of strategy, but we would need multiple of this to do so. Creel it's removal, but it's not good removal. When it's sent to grave by battle, you toss a coin, and if you call it right, you destroy a monster on the opponent's field. So it's a 50-50 to kill something. 1700 defense is actually kind of beefy. We may just play it though because it is sometimes removal. Metamorphosis is also cool, but we need a fusion to be able to support it. Swarm of Locusts, similar to Swarm of Scarabs, will actually pop spells and traps compared to monsters, but you can keep flipping it face down and face up, so it always gets value. Also got some Trap Dust Shoots. These may make their way in because being able to rip apart Robert's hand may be pretty good. And the good cards just keep coming. Inpachi is a 1600 attack, 1900 defense vanilla, so that's not terrible. Raigeki Break, that's our third copy, so don't have to worry about that. Second copy of Creel, I guess it's okay. Reasoning is where the shenanigans start to happen in this set, because Reasoning be able to call a level, and if we play a variety of levels so Robert doesn't get it right, this is a way to special summon monsters to our field, so that's pretty nice. Also, Coffin Seller will deal 300 damage to Robert every time a monster is sent to his graveyard, so if we want to go aggro, this is a card we would definitely want to include.
Starting off fairly strong, Moisture Creature is a rare that is a 2800 beater that if you tribute 3 to summon it, destroys your opponent's entire back row. Pretty sick, usually going to be tough to set up because it has to be a 3 for 3 to make it really worth it, and probably even more than that to make it like a big card, but it's a pretty big monster and has the potential to be a huge bomb, so that's great. Number 2, the best card in the set is right here in the first pack, Gravekeeper's Spy. 2000 defender, flips, summons a Gravekeeper. It's incredible. Book of Taiyo is also a really good card. There are a lot of set face down threats in this set. Book of Taiyo flips them face up, lets you know what you're working with, sometimes triggers flip effects early. Pack number 2, Wing Sage Falcos is a weird card. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth playing. It can blank out an opponent's monster, could be really potentially good under Book of Taiyo, but there's another Teuton Mask, and good old Caboozles, one of my favorite cards from back in Dino Rabbit format. He's got 1700 attack, and that's nothing to sneeze at. Yomi Ship is in here. This card destroys any monster that destroys it by battle. Pretty sick. Needle Wall is an inconsistent removal card, but it sticks on the field, which means that every turn you get a chance of destroying an opponent's monster and getting a plus, which is pretty sick. Dark Snake Syndrome is a really powerful playground format card. It deals 200 to your opponent, then 200 to you, then doubles that to your opponent, and doubles that to you, and doubles that to your opponent, doubles that to you, and continues going until one of you is dead. I expect this to come up if one of us chooses to play Burn. If you combine this with some other Burn cards, it could be really, really powerful and end games quickly. Dark Dust Spirit is a 2200 beater. I'm very glad to see you summon it. It dark holes the field, and then you can get in for 2200 damage. It's not as great because it comes back to your hand, but if you're behind on field presence and your opponent is ahead, this thing is a bomb. Next pack, Coffin Seller is a pretty decent burn card. Dark Snake Cinder, Master Key on Shi, and Needle Wall. Okay. Let's see what we can get. There's a new Doria. Destroys a monster on the field, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Poison Mummy is an 1800 defender and deals damage, which is alright in a burn deck. Rite of Spirit is Monster Reborn for Gravekeepers, which is sick. What do we got next? Reasoning is in here. There's another Book of Tayo. Needle Sealing is a really good removal card. It's a big bomb, and if you're playing a strategy like Pac-Man that's going to have a lot of monsters face down, you can wreck your opponent's board.
Call of the Mummy on paper seems like it would be a crazy card for Sealed Showdown. Once per turn, you can special a zombie from your hand, but you can't control any monsters in order to activate this. The problem is Ryu Koki isn't in this set, and I think the highest attack zombie caps out at like 17 or 1800, so it's nice to get a special summon, but unless you have like a very big zombie payoff, this card isn't as devastating as you might think. Second Gravekeeper's Guard, happy to see that. There's a King Tiger Wanghu. This actually destroys any monster that's summoned with 1400 attack or less, which may not be terrible. It's also 1700 attack in its own right, which is pretty good. And a second Dark Dust Spirit, that might actually make its way into the main. 10 packs in though, a little bit nervous. We haven't seen a single Gravekeeper Spy yet. Gravekeeper's Assailant is actually a fantastic card, but only if we get Necro Valley specifically. Being able to change the battle positions of monsters is deadly, but again, we need to actually get Necro Valley, and that's not too likely to happen. Time Eater would actually skip Robert's main phase 1 if it kills a monster in battle, but it only has 1900 attack, so that's pretty idealistic. And Gora Turtle's a bit of a stall card. This pack's a bit of a dud. Oh boy, I was waiting to see this, and Robert probably already pulled 3 of it by now. Ordeal of a Traveler. We are definitely going to have to play some sort of spell and trap removal for this, because this card is so infuriating. So when your opponent's monster declares an attack, your opponent chooses one random card in your hand and calls either monster, spell, or trap. And if they call it wrong, you return the attacking monster to the hand. This could be Fairy Box 2.0 all over again. The thing is, though, there's actually a decent amount of spell and trap removal, so it may not be too bad, but this card is a nightmare, but I really hope we get 3 of it. Speaking of which, there's a second Ordeal. All right, only 1 more to go, and we'll be looking pretty. Couple of interesting cards we haven't seen up until this point. Bottomless Shifting Sand actually can destroy the face-up monster with the highest attack on the field, but during our own standby phase, if we have 4 or less cards in your hand, this card is destroyed. So this actually technically is removal, but it's only really if Robert's ahead, so it's a little bit iffy. Oh, finally, I don't know what took so long to see this card. There's Yomi Ship, and then Dark Snake Syndrome. If we want to just speed up the game rapidly, this card will definitely do it. This is a playground staple. This card is just gross. I really don't want to go this route, but we may have to side deck it at the very least. Okay, there's a second Yomi Ship. I'm really happy to see that. Dark Room of Nightmare for the super rare. That's not really too great. It just does like additional burn damage, which would be okay. We're 15 packs in and still haven't seen a Gravekeeper Spy. That is not good. Okay, but maybe this makes up for it. A second Sasuke Samurai. So I guess to be fair, if we don't get Gravekeeper Spies, at least we'll be able to slam into Robert, so that might be good. Also, New Doria is a sick pickup. This is sort of like a Yomi Ship, but better, because if it's destroyed by battle, we get to target any monster on the field and destroy it, not just what necessarily killed it. We're 100% main decking this.
Swarm of Scarabs is a Pac-Man card, and Trap Dust Shoot is in here. It's one of the best trap cards of all time. A lot of good commons and rares in this set. What's next? Another new and Dawn Zalug. Ooh, that's an interesting card. I'm not sure how we're going to play with this card, but it's Spirit Reaper, but with a bigger body, and I guess it doesn't get, you know, the battle protection, but discards a monster from your opponent's hand, and that's pretty sick. A Pyramid Turtle, not bad, not bad. There's Royal Keeper, which I expect with a couple more Pyramid Turtles is going to make it into my deck. Halfway through, and I've only seen 1 Gravekeeper's Spy, which is a little bit sus, but we've got a lot to go, and a lot of interesting cards coming up. I'm really looking forward to whatever strategy's coming out of this so far. A Reckless Greed, interesting. If I can get 2 more of this, then I might play it, just because if I can draw 2, then it's going to give me a really, really powerful advance on Alex, which is great. We also have Raigeki Break, which is a staple of this format. Y'all know it and love it. Ring of Destruction! Holy crap, that's a good card. Okay, I am not sad to see that at all. It's removal. It deals damage. It's got grenades on a necklace. It's pretty incredible. Rite of Spirit again. Deslocata, great for the Pac-Man strategy. Owl of Luck. This card's got wild card art. Look at that face? Oh, my face when Alex summons his second Jinzo. Wow, I'm gonna see that in my nightmares. Okay. Wandering Mummy is kind of funny, especially in a Pac-Man strategy. That all rhymed. That's pretty sick. A Curse of Aging and another Gravekeeper Spy. Love to see it. If I can get 3, that's awesome. If I only get 2, I'm in okay shape.
Whoa, there's an ultra rare. I don't know if it's necessarily the ultra rare that we want, but it is Rope of Life. So this card allows us to revive a monster and it gains 800 attack, but it has to be a monster that was destroyed by battle and we have to discard our whole hand to do it. That may be good enough because having that huge attack boost may make it very difficult for Robert to out, but this is sort of like a last resort card. I think we will still play it, but very, very last resort sort of effect. And can I also just say 19 packs, no Gravekeeper Spy. This is going to be rough. Okay, so a third copy of Creel, I guess. Needle Sealing. This may be our first copy of Needle Sealing, which is also a bit concerning because Needle Sealing is actually a very strong board wipe in this format. Statue of the Wicked is another lackluster super rare, unfortunately, and still no Gravekeeper Spy. You've got to be shitting me, dude. Are you serious? We have Necro Valley before we see a single copy of Gravekeeper Spy? Okay, well, this is interesting now because this possibly turns on Gravekeepers as a strategy because Terraforming's in the set as well. And the reason I'm saying that is because Assailant can actually turn these monsters to attack position. Necro Valley buffs the attack of all the monsters. I mean, he can kill Necro Valley pretty easily, but at the same time, maybe this is the move.
Pyramid Turtle and another Gravekeeper Spy and Dark Room of Nightmare. I need to think very carefully about whether or not I'm gonna play Burn today. Another Reckless Greed, interesting. Another Needle Sealing, another Gravekeeper Spy, sure. I have all that I need. I hope that that stops showing up, but I'm not gonna complain about having all those. And a Gravekeeper's Guard, not terrible. That's the basic Gravekeeper engine right there. 3 Gravekeeper Spy and a Gravekeeper's Guard was what folks used in construction, or in constructed. If I see a Necro Valley, I might play more, but I probably won't bother. Book of Life. Ooh, that's a really good card. That is a Monster Reborn for all zombies. Pretty good. I don't think I've seen a Spirit Reaper so far. We'll see about that. Okay, next pack. Guardian Sphinx. I can see that being really powerful. If I could just put this card in face down defense position, I can basically force Alex to attack into it. And if he doesn't, he loses all his field presence, I attack with all my stuff, and then he's screwed. This is actually a really good card, and I've never thought about it before. A Barrel Behind the Door. That's an interesting anti-burn card. Blocks a burn card and deals the damage right back to your opponent. Pretty sick. Last couple of packs here, a Dark Geroid, not bad. Ordeal of a Traveler. Come to think of it, this is the first time I've seen this card so far. Another Book of Life. Okay, and another Ordeal of the Traveler. All right, okay, the gears are really turning now. 2 Book of Life is really solid. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with all that zombie presence, but it can't be bad. Last pack. What can we get here? Another Dark Geroid. Come back here. Another Dark Geroid, Call of the Mummy, that's an interesting, another Needle Sealing, I think I was done with that. Non-Aggression Area was a fun tech card back in like Dragon Ruler format, that's probably not going to be great for us. And another 2-ton mask. I am not going to complain about this. I have no idea what I'm going to build out of this, but there's got to be something good. I got zombies, I got Gravekeepers, I got some interesting back row. I'm intrigued to lab this up. This is going to be a weird deck building process, but not in the way it has been every other set so far. This looks like it's going to be a fun type of weird.
So only a few packs left, and I'm getting really nervous not seeing a single spy, especially that we have Necro Valley. I'd really like to see at least 1 or 2 in these last few packs. Let's flip them up. I think that might be our third guard. I think that's our third Ordeal of a Traveler. Wing Sage Falcos. Okay, whatever. Well, I mean, at least we have the play set of guards, so that's not the worst. Next pack, 1 spy in the last 2 packs. That is absolutely unbelievable. We're good on Cruels. Another Dark Room of Nightmare. I mean, this paired with Coffin Seller, I guess, is kind of good, but I think that's just never going to actually happen. Jowls of Dark Demise for the rare. Please be a spy. I will live with 2 Gravekeeper Spy. I think that is doable. Flip them up. Oh, that's interesting. Dark Geroid is actually not a terrible card, though. This can actually reduce the attack power of opposing monsters, I believe. Or is it on summon? I forget which one it is. If it's summoned, target a face-up monster loses 800 attack. Okay, well, that's a proactive way to deal with stuff that's in attack position, so I think we'll play that. Overall, you know, not terrible, but the lack of Gravekeeper Spy concerns me, so I may have to build my deck with Gravekeeper Spy in mind, knowing that I have a weakness to it, but I'm excited. I think there's a lot of different things we can do. So let's go ahead and start building.
Well, that went actually pretty great. I'm excited to look into this deck and to play with it, but before I get to that, I should probably address the elephant in the room. You may be noticing that I look and sound slightly different. That's because my brand new AV equipment came in literally in the time between when I did my deck opening and when I finished my deck just now. And Alex agreed to let me use it, so I'm very excited. He also let me keep the pulls that I did before. So I get to have a deck with a coherent strategy in it for the first time in weeks, and I am so excited. This deck looks like so much fun to play, even though it is missing some notable things, namely Book of Moon, Spirit Reaper, and more than one copy of Raigeki Break. It's got some really powerful stuff to carry me there. So let's take a look at it. We're going to start with the Gravekeeper package. We've got 3 Spy, 2 Guard, and then 2 Assailant in the side deck. Spy is the best card in the set, hands down, and Guard is a pretty good runner-up. Assailant is there because it's going to be really strong under Necro Valley, and Book of Life is going to be really bad under Necro Valley. I don't expect Alex to get Necro Valley, but if he does, I'm going to be very glad that I had these cards in the side deck. Next, we have the Zombie strat that makes those Book of Life so good. We've got 2 Dark Dust Spirit, we've got 1 Master Kianchi, 1 Royal Keeper, and 2 Pyramid Turtle. That is because the zombie cards are generally pretty good. Pyramid Turtle is a floater that gets you into everything but Dark Dust Spirit. Royal Keeper flips itself face down and gets real beefy if it gets to flip summon, and Master Kianchi is just 50 bigger than pretty much every other normal summon that you can get. I decided I'd only have 1 of each because I could basically customize my field with Pyramid Turtle, so I wouldn't want to be trying to draw into multiples of either of these. Now, the zombie strat is very good, but it's largely about big bunguses. And the thing that I discovered when looking into Pharaonic Guardian before I did my pack opening is that there's so much removal in this set, as you can even see from this deck. And because there is so much removal in this set, card economy becomes even more important. It's very crucial that my removal is going to be more impactful than Alex's, which means I need to be getting more cards than Alex is going to have. And what do we do to get that card advantage? Well, folks, we munch. That's right, I have a Pac-Man strat in here. We start with the Pure Advantage Camel himself, only one of them because he's searchable off a Pyramid Turtle, and he's slightly worse in most scenarios than the double Swarm of Scarabs I have here. I expect Alex to start off the game passively. There's so much stuff that you get punished for running into this set that I don't expect him to be attacking on his first turn, and if I can capitalize off of that, I'm going to be Gucci. Combine that with Ordeal of the Traveler, and there's a very good chance I'm going to be able to stick one of these Pac-Men for more than 1 turn, which means more than 1 card's advantage that I get off of them, which is all that I really need. And then we have the big boss daddy Pac-Man himself, Guardian Sphinx. This card was never good in the TCG, but man, is it going to be good in this set. Basically wipes Alex's board every turn with essentially no risk to it. If he burns a Raigeki Break on this, it will probably all have been worth it for me anyway, but this card is going to be so powerful. Next, we have Donzalug. Donzalug is 200 attack points more than most normal summonable monsters in this set, including New Doria, including Gravekeeper's Spy, and including Pyramid Turtle. If I can rip a card out of Alex's hand on top of destroying a monster by battle, I'm in great shape. Combine that with Book of Tayo, which I'm bringing in to hopefully blank some flip summons and also some flip effects in the form of Pac-Men and things like Gravekeeper's Guard, then I can get so much advantage out of Donzalug that way. Next, we have 2 New Doria, 2 Yomi Ship. I didn't want to run more than this in terms of Yomi Ship just because got a lot of removal available to me. I don't need to be using my normal summon for it all the time. Finally, we've got Dark Geroid, which is really just an easy out to Spirit Reaper, but it's also very helpful in the face of a lot of really good cards this set. I am also siding a second one in case Alex gets more than 1 Spirit Reaper. Next, we have 2 Book of Life, which I once again will side out for Gravekeeper's Assailant, but in the meantime, before I see a Necro Valley, this card is going to be crucial for making sure my Dark Dust Spirit is incredible. Dark Dust Spirit has a major disadvantage to it, which is that it leaves you open at the end of the turn. If I can summon a Dark Dust Spirit and also use Revival in the form of Rite of Spirit or Book of Life, then I'm going to be in such good shape on that turn. Lastly, for the spells, we have Pyramid Energy. I know it looks super sus, but I promise there is method to my madness. Most monsters in this set have around 1200 attack, which means that 200 points of attack is going to make a huge difference in some battles. And as the added advantage that because things are around 1200 attack, I can use Pyramid Energy to defend a face-down swarm of scarabs, which isn't optimal because I'm going to end up with it face up next turn, but I can use its effect to flip it down, flip it back up, get a plus, and then maybe go for something like Guardian Sphinx. Next, we have 3 Needle Sealing. This card is such a blowout. It is Dark Hole at spell speed 2 or Raigeki if I have face-down monsters, which I probably will considering I'm basically running Pac-Man in the main deck. Next, we have Triple Needle Wall. This card isn't always going to hit a monster, but if it does at least once, I will have earned a plus. If I can get 2 of these on the field, I'm going to start generating advantage fairly quickly, although not terribly reliably. These games are going to go long, folks, so I expect this card to pop a lot of cards. Next, we have 2 Ordeal of a Traveler. Wish I got 3. This card is real powerful. Next, we have 1 Raigeki Break. Wish I got more than 1. 1 Ring of Destruction. If I got more than 1, this episode would be a lot less fun than I expected to be. 3 Rite of Spirit because it's Rite of Spirit, 1 Trap Dust Shoot because that's all I got, and my entire side deck is geared toward burn. I've got 1 Barrel Behind the Door, 1 Dark Room of Nightmare, 2 Coffin Cellar, 3 Dark Snake Syndrome, and 2 Moisture Creature. I don't really have back row available to me, or back row removal available to me, which means that I need to find a way around burn. Probably the best way for me to get around burn is to burn better. With the 3 Dark Snake Syndrome, 2 Coffin Cellar, 1 Dark Room of Nightmare, and 1 Barrel Behind the Door, there's a very good chance that I am going to be able to get that little bit of life point advantage on Alex if he decides to go for a burn strategy. Combine that with the potential total blowout of Moisture Creature and the ability to use Deslocata in a slower game state to make sure that I get to my cards more quickly than he will. I have a pretty good anti-burn strategy that is also a burn strategy. My main deck is almost certainly better than that, but if I have to, I can use it. I love this deck, folks. Of course, there are things that could improve it, but I'm really happy with what it's got. I've tested a couple of hands and it looks great. I think this one's gonna get us there, folks.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This one's going to be interesting considering we didn't have the best luck in the common department, but that's the spirit of Sealed Showdown. This is the deck we're bringing to today's duel, and there's going to be some interesting shenanigans taking place in this deck. Let's go ahead and do the card by card. First up, Dark Dust Spirit. This is the only tribute monster we're playing. It actually is a board wipe. When it's tribute summoned, or I guess it's normal summoned or flipped face up in the case of this tribute summon, you can destroy all other face up monsters on the field. So if we find ourselves able to wall up with like a guard and Robert has like 3 monsters, we can sack for the spirit. We can get like a 1 for 3, and then unfortunately it comes back to our hand, but it is a way to clean up if we absolutely need to. So I figure 1 of this is okay. And then we have our Gravekeeper package. 3 Assailant, 3 Guard, 3 Spear Soldier, and only 1 Spy, unfortunately. The main reason I'm going this route is because I think Assailant might be our key to victory here. When it attacks, as long as Necro Valley is face up, we can target a face up monster and change its battle position. So if Robert is sitting behind Spies or Guards, Assailant will be able to switch them to attack. It will almost always be able to hit over, and that way we are able to clear these monsters out of the way for us to be able to actually hit in directly for some damage. Spear Soldier just does piercing, but this could actually be relevant because there are some monsters that we do want to set that have very low defense, and Necro Valley pumps this up to 2,000. So if you're hitting into like a swarm of scarabs or a swarm of locusts with that, that's 1,500 or 1,000 damage respectively. That seems pretty good. And then the 1 Spy, it can tutor for all the rest, but unfortunately, I mean, it's just going to wall up, and once this one's gone, it's going to be very sad. 1 New Doria for removal, 2 Sasuke Samurai. This is another way for us to clear Robert's defenders if it's in the case of a locust or a scarab, or also any of the bigger defenders like Guard or Spy. 3 Locusts. This is actually, I believe, the only spell and trap removal in the entire set, which is not great, but it's reusable, right? So if Robert isn't able to clear this, if we can protect this with like an Ordeal of a Traveler, we can then slowly pick apart his back row by flipping this face up, flipping it back down. Same thing with Scarab, except for monsters. This is going to make it difficult for him to want to actually commit to a monster because Scarabs can just clean up very easily. 2 Winged Sage Falcos as our 1,700 beater. The monsters kind of cap out around 1,700, 1,750 in the normal summon department, but this one actually has a pretty decent effect. If it destroys an opponent's face-up attack position monster by battle and sends it to grave, you can place that monster on the top of the deck. So it actually wind blasts them, which is pretty cool. And then 2 copies of Yomi Ship wrapping up the monsters. Another card that if it's destroyed, we can destroy the monster that killed it. So it is, in fact, removal. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, only 4 of them. It's 1 Necro Valley and 3 Terraforming. Necro Valley makes all of our Gravekeepers very big, but the problem is this effect is reciprocal, and Robert is most likely going to play some number of Spy or Guard at the very least, even if he doesn't go deep on Spear Soldier or the Assailant. And so while the effect is reciprocal, and that can be very bad because a 2500 Spy is going to be a nightmare to deal with, I think this is still worth it because turning on our Assailants, turning on our Spear Soldiers might be the way for us to be able to get in a lot of damage before he gets those walls up. And then for the traps, one needle ceiling. If we get to a point where Robert's just ahead on board, we can actually just try to get him to four monsters in total on the field. Hopefully one of ours is set, and that way we just needle ceiling him for 3. So I figured the only one of this we pulled is pretty good in that regard. I'm playing 2 needle wall. You roll a 6-sided die and number the columns from 1 to 5. And if you get the number of a monster that is on the field, so if you roll a 3 and there's a monster in the center column, you actually destroy it. And if you roll a 6, you roll again. So it's a 20% chance. The thing is though, this is actually not a hard once per turn. So if you have multiple copies of this, you can actually roll 2 dice and actually have a chance to hit something again. If we get to the point where we're doing a lot of setting and our boards get built up very big, needle wall is going to be removal that's going to go off every single turn potentially, even if it is randomized. I actually think this card might be pretty good and could be pretty sacky as well. 1 Nightmare Wheel. This card may be just a way to win outright if Robert doesn't have a way to remove it. 3 Ordeal of a Traveler. This is the best way to protect our monsters like our Scarabs and our Locusts to keep getting that value off of them. This is going to be a pain in the ass, and this is honestly why I'm main decking the 3 Swarm of Locusts, because I just don't want to deal with this card. 3 Regeki Break. It's the best removal in our deck. It is a 2-for-1, but honestly, to be able to get over like a set Gravekeeper Spy or maybe get rid of like an Ordeal of a Travel, it is 100% worth it. 2 Rite of Spirit. This is actually a Monster Reborn and a trap card for Gravekeepers. So if Robert thinks he killed our Spy or our Assailant, we can just bring it right back. And for a 41st card, I am playing the Rope of Life. Again, this is a very last resort sort of card, but if I'm low on cards and Robert kills one of my monsters, I can Rope of Life that card back. It's going to have an 800 attack point boost, which may make it big enough to hit over most cards in the format. If we have Necro Valley and let's say a Gravekeeper's Assailant, that'll put Gravekeeper's Assailant to 2800. So that may be pretty bad for Robert to have to deal with. The side deck is just a bunch of random jank that I thought may come up. I have a second Dark Dust Spirit if we get to a point where I see there's a lot of monsters on the field that this could be a nice equalizer. Dark Geroid is something I didn't want to main deck. The problem is if you're ahead, you can't really just summon this because it'll drain the attack of one of your monsters because it's target a face up, so that kind of sucks. And also too, I don't really feel like this card is super fantastic because we can probably deal with almost everything we're going to come across, so I didn't know if this is actually going to be too relevant. Jowls of Dark Demise is very funny because we can take a monster Robert has and it can actually attack directly for that turn, so that could be a way to like steal a game potentially if we're on like a very low life total. 2 King Tiger Wanghu. This was something that was in the main deck, but I realized that there isn't a lot of monsters under 1400 attack that we really want to be summoning. Most of those are just going to be set first, and King Tiger Wanghu doesn't do anything against flip summons. It is nice to have like Wanghu plus like any of the Locusts or Scarabs, because then if Robert doesn't have something big enough to attack into those, then that's a nice little lock. But unfortunately, I think most of the cards that he will be attacking with exceed that 1400 threshold, so I'm not sure how good this is. It kind of depends on what he's playing. We'll have to see. I am playing 2 Creel in case we really need more removal. This is terrible, let's be honest. 1 Bottomless Shifting Sand. This is actually a one-time just kill Robert's biggest monster in all honesty, so I figure that's like a little bit better than the Creel. We also have a 3rd Needle Wall if this card overperforms. 3 Non-Aggression Area. This card can actually just lock up a game entirely. It seems a bit win more though, because I feel like if we're already ahead, it's not going to matter that much, but being able to stop him from actually setting seems pretty good, especially when Spy is in the format. And then 3 Trap Dust Shoot. I may side this in when I know I'm going first. This could be main deck worthy to be honest, but I think when I know I'm going first, it's a little bit better. But honestly, the games might be slow enough that if I pick apart his hand, get rid of Gravekeeper Spies and the like, keep him off of those, that may be worth it. Also keep in mind, even though this is banned and Terraforming's at 1, for Sealed Showdown purposes, we can play maximum of any card if we did manage to pull it. And so it's only for an episode anyway. I think Trap Dust Shoot may be main deck worthy actually, but I'm putting it in the side. We'll see what happens. Guys, I'm super excited to see what Robert brought to the table because even though this is what my deck looks like, maybe he has a Gravekeeper strategy of his own and we're going to have a Gravekeeper just onslaught this time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Robert, I don't know about you. This is going to be a very interesting match, I feel. I feel like Pharaonic Guardian is, maybe looking at the sets we've done thus far, probably one of the better ones, I think. I think there's definitely some diversity in the card selection there. What do you think? How are you feeling?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is one of the first sets that we've had that has cards that feel like they're actually legitimately good. And so really depending on the combination of legitimately good cards you get, it's going to be a different game plan.
Yeah, and then there's also some degenerate stuff in here as well, which I'm not looking forward to, but we have ways to remove the degenerate bullshit. So I think it balances out in a way, right? So maybe we'll be fine. Indeed. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. I'm ready if you are, though, buddy. I'm ready to just hop right into it.
I am too. Let's... Okay.
Clash of the Rocks. Okay.
Ah.
Okay. All right.
On the same page, Alex. Ah.
Wow. This is turning out to be an exciting episode. Okay. All right.
Hey.
I'm like, there's no way he's going scissors 3 times in a row. So I feel like I had a 50-50 on that one. All right, buddy. You get to call it.
I'm going to go first.
I mean, it seems like the correct thing to do. Good luck, buddy. Let's see what you got.
Good luck to you too.
Oh, God.
Okay, we're going to start off by drawing for turn. What is this hand?
Love to hear that start. Okay.
That's wild. Okay. I'm going to go main phase 1. I am going to set a monster. And I'm going to end my turn.
To no one's surprise. Oh, do you have a hand of like 6 monsters or something? Oh, that must be unfortunate. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so setting a monster always pops up a myriad of questions, right? Because one of the biggest things about this set is setting monsters is particularly scary, and there's several reasons for this. We have the Gravekeepers, which just have big defenses, but also have flip effects, which is bad. But then there's also cards like Swarm of Scarabs, Swarm of Locusts. So if I decided to set pass, and you actually have like a Swarm of Scarabs set, then that could be very punishing. Then there's also cards like Yomi Ship and
Newdoria.
Like Newdoria, like cards that actually, if I kill them, then my monster dies as well. So we find ourselves in one of these situations where we never really want to hit into back row, but we almost kind of have to at times. And so I don't exactly know how I want to lead the charge on this one. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's a conundrum.
What would you set? What would you set? All right, I'm gonna press my luck. I'm going to normal summon Newdoria.
Okay.
This is a pretty good one because if you do have something that kills it, it's like whatever. That's probably the biggest punish.
Alex, out here changing up your strat. I was looking forward to a passive opening from you.
And that is exactly, that is the payoff why I wanted to attack, because you leading with set Swarm of Scarabs going first is one of the things I was afraid of the most. So I feel like I had to do it solely for that reason. Main phase 2, I'll set a card, buddy. Up to you. Go ahead.
All right, I'll draw for turn, Alex. I'm going to start off my main phase 1. I am going to set another mysterious monster and let you go.
Okay. Now, this once again changes the dynamic because I don't feel like you would set the same goddamn card.
Seems like a good call, Alex.
But then, what is it? I don't know. So... Again, now that you know there's a Newdoria out, I feel like there could be the potential that you would have set maybe like a Yomi Ship or a Newdoria of your own, perhaps, as well. So that way they just kind of trade off. Could also be like a Gravekeeper Spy, Gravekeeper's Guard sort of situation. It's scary. It's scary. You know what? I'm just going to slam in with Newdoria again. Let's go.
And it is a Gravekeeper's Spy.
Figured. All right, so I'm going to be taking a big 800 here. You get an effect to trigger, my friend. This card's so good.
I do get an effect to trigger, and I'm going to summon myself another Gravekeeper's Spy.
Okay. Seems pretty good. I will go into the second main phase here. I do have a couple plays. I do like just setting here. And I'm going to set another card face down. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, and so begins one of the primary dynamics of this episode. Needle sealing is live.
It is live, but probably worse for you in this situation than me.
Definitely worse for me than for you. So what is the play here? So if needle sealing is live, then adding more monsters to the field is not going to do me a huge amount of good. Gravekeeper's Spy can run into into Newdoria, but then I will just lose my other Gravekeeper's Spy, which will net you a 2-for-1 in that situation. I'm not a big fan of.
Can I just say I love how every single week the meta changes with all these new cards, so we have to like forget everything we've done up until this point.
That is 100% true, Alex. Okay, what am I going to do under these circumstances?
Yeah, it's a tough one. You commit another monster to the board. I have a sick needle ceiling if I have it.
I really don't like this, but I think the correct, I mean, that's just my general statement about the board state right now. But I think the correct thing to do might be to give you that 2-for-1, because the situation here is if I leave my field as is, you still have a sick needle ceiling, and it's a sick needle ceiling that can be followed up with a potential Spirit Reaper, which I'm not a big fan of. If I put a monster face down, you can just slam your Newdoria into it, needle ceiling, and then continue with your life as usual, which also is not great for me. And so I think I do have to switch my Gravekeeper Spies to attack, go into battle phase, and attack into that Newdoria.
I think I will take the trade here. So we'll crash, and then with Newdoria's effect, I will take out the other spy.
Makes sense to me. In the main phase 2, I am going to set another mysterious monster, and this time a back row alongside it.
Ooh, scary. All right, I'll draw. Anything in standby?
Nothing in the standby.
Okay, we do have a card that would be live in the standby at this moment, so I figured I'd ask.
That's true.
And let's go ahead and take care of that back row, Robert. I'm going to flip Swarm of Locusts.
Okay, buddy. It is a Pyramid Energy.
You are not on Pyramid Energy. I don't hate it, but God, is this card bad.
It's really bad.
Oh, man. I know. Well, you are a fan of the Reliable Guardian, so.
I am a fan of the Reliable Guardian.
Yeah, maybe, with that being the case, I shouldn't have underestimated
too.
It does. It gives you potentially 200 attack for each monster. God, it's so bad.
Gets my Master Qianxi over your Master Qianxi. What can I say?
Honestly, I think I'd rather play Banner of Courage than Pyramid Energy, but I guess this is like a battle trick. All right. Anyway. Okay, so the Swarm of Locusts was cute, but I don't know how long it's going to last, unfortunately. So what I think I'm going to do is you crash the spies. So, like, what are you setting now?
There is a whole host of cards you ain't seen yet,
Yeah,
Alex.
it doesn't end, does it? Okay. There's a whole host of things that just spell disaster, but I think maybe just hitting with the Locust is the best move, even though if I hit into a big defender, I take a shit ton of damage, but so be it. What is it?
You take no damage, and neither do I. It's a Swarm of Scarabs.
Ooh, okay. So this is good because since it doesn't flip by its own accord, this isn't going to really do a whole lot here. But this is still actually kind of a problem. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That's one of the issues with attacking with the Locust. Okay, main 2. I'm going to activate my Locust to reset it.
Okay.
And I will set another card. And let's pass it on over to you.
I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to go to main phase 1, and I'm going to start my main phase 1 by flipping my Swarm of Scarabs face down.
Yes, sir.
I am then going to flip summon my Swarm of Scarabs and target your new face down monster.
Joke's on you, buddy. It was another Swarm of Locusts.
Oh boy. All right. Also, in my main phase 1, I'm going to normal summon myself a Royal Keeper.
Ooh, this is an interesting card. Okay.
It is an interesting card. And I'm going to go into battle phase, and I'm going to attack over your Swarm of Locusts.
Oh, Robert, I hope you're ready to have some fun.
Oh, boy. Am I ready to have some fun?
It's time to play Ordeal of a Traveler.
Oh, boy. Oh, my favorite game show. Okay.
Oh, it's fantastic. All right, so go ahead and pick a random card in my hand, buddy, and then you have to call what type that card is. And if you get it wrong, guess what? That Royal Keeper is going back to your hand.
He will indeed. Here's my roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This here is a monster.
Fortunately, it is. It is Winged Sage Falcos.
So glad to see that. All right. And in my main phase 2, I am going to set my Royal Keeper face down, and it is your go.
Yes, sir. And I will draw for turn. All right. I think I have to clear the Scarabs here. That's probably the main priority. So I'm going to normal summon the Winged Sage Falcos that you know
Sounds
about.
good.
I'm going to go to the battle phase. I'm going to hit into your Scarabs for 1,200 and actually trigger the effect of the Falcos to put the Scarabs back to the top of your deck.
That's pretty all right. Whoops, that's not where that's supposed to go to. It's supposed to top of my deck. There it is.
It's kind of weird giving you a Scarab's back, but at the same time, like, as long as I can just kill it, I don't really care. I'd almost rather, like, blank your draw on something I know I can just consistently keep outing. So
Legitimate.
yeah, I think it's fine. Main 2, I will just pass the turn. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn, and it could be literally anything, Alex.
Literally anything.
Let's see. What am I going to play? You've got the Ordeal of a Traveler, which does not make me feel terribly inclined to go into the battle phase.
Why do you say that, buddy?
Oh, who knows? I am, in fact, just going to set a mysterious monster face down and end my turn.
All right, could be anything. I'll draw.
Could be anything.
All right, I'm going to start by going to battle. I'm going to hit into what I presume is the Scarabs.
It is, in fact, a Yomi ship. There goes the Falcos.
Well, so the Falcos will fall with the ship. We will go to main 2, and now I think I'm going to set a card, and I think I'm going to pass the turn after that. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, I'll draw for turn, and it's time to play our favorite game show. I am going to flip summon my Royal Keeper, which now has 1,900 attack points.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
It is pretty decent. I'm going to go into the battle phase, and I am going to attack. I'm going to roll that die.
Okay.
5, so I am choosing your middle card, and I'm also going to say that that's a monster.
Ooh, I'm so sorry, Robert. That is a trap card. It is Raigeki Break.
Raigeki Break. Not a fan of seeing that card. So this will go back to my hand.
So it will. So I know you have Royal Keeper and the Swarm of Scarabs that I stacked from these Falcos.
You do know those two things. In the main phase 2, I am going to set a mysterious monster and a back row, and I am going to end my turn.
Okay. I will draw, and in the draw phase, I'm going to flip another card that is new. It is Needle Wall.
All the game shows this episode,
All the game
Alex.
shows. So
right.
This is a very interesting card. There's only a 20% chance that this is going to kill your monster, but if it does, this is going to be great. So for the viewer's sake, this card says how to count the columns. I'm going to ignore that. The 1 is going to be above the draw standby phase on my view. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's just easier to go. And then 6 is a reroll, so that's pretty nice. So let's see. Unfortunately, it's a 2.
Oh,
very close, actually. Very close.
It was very close.
It was. All right. We'll head over to main 1. And, you know, I'm feeling pretty comfy just sitting behind my little wall here of Ordeal of a Traveler. To be fair, you could have something like Swarm of Locusts, which would be a little bit scary. But you might have just reset the Royal Keeper in all honesty. So I think I'm just going to pass the turn, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn, Alex. And, that's not nothing. The question here is, do I start building Field Presence, which both gives you a greater chance at sticking the needle wall, but also makes it so that Ordeal of the Traveler is less impactful? Or do I continue swinging in with my buddy, the Royal Keeper? And hope that it sticks. I think the strat here is to go into main phase 1, flip summon the Royal Keeper, and let's play Ordeal of a Traveler.
I like
Going into
it.
battle phase, I'm going to attack, and I'm going to roll that die.
Sure.
And it is a 3. I am choosing this card, and I believe that that is a monster.
It is Dark Dust Spirit. You got it correct, sir. Congratulations.
Okay, take that,
so I'll take
1,900, buddy.
didn't mean to do that.
That's a lot more than 1,900.
That's a lot more than 1,900. If anything, compared to the Labyrinth of Nightmare episode, if this does turn into a 2-hour-long episode, at least this one will be very entertaining to watch instead of us just passing every turn.
It will be. And in the main phase 2, I'm going to flip summon our good old buddy face down. Not flip summon, the opposite of that. And I am going to end my turn.
All right, standby phase. Please.
All right.
Please,
Needle wall time.
Needle Wall, do your thing. But,
Oh, no!
This card's so bad!
Yep.
I can't believe we got something. Oh my God, that's nuts. Okay, I almost don't know what to do now. Okay, I didn't think we'd get this far because I did not know how I was killing that Royal Keeper for a second, but that does it. All right, main 1. I do have plays now, I think. All right, how do we want to do this? I got a few things I can do. I am going to normal summon Gravekeeper's Spear Soldier.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to activate Terraforming, Robert.
Oh, no way. Oh, no.
Let's go, Necro Valley.
Oh, no.
Battle phase. You got it?
2 grand to the dome.
Wow, okay. All right. Main phase 2. Now, is there anything I want to do here? I think I'll do this. I'm going to set a card, and I'll pass it over to you, buddy.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn, and in the standby phase, it's time to play our new favorite game show, Needle Wall.
Fuck, you're on it too. No! Shit.
Let's start off our turn by doing a nice little roll, hoping to get a 3
thank God,
on the board.
thank God.
It is not a 3.
Thank God.
I'm going to go into my main phase 1. I am going to.
Oh, fucking God. We're both on this card.
We are.
This card, I actually think this card is good in this format, though, non-ironically.
Yeah, it is really good in this format. Let's see what I have to work with here.
It's also more fun than Fairy Box.
It is certainly more fun than Fairy Box. Ooh, okay. He's a beefster right now.
He's 2,000. He's big. He's big.
He's pretty big. I'm going to go into the main phase 1, and I'm going to normal summon a Dark Geroid.
Ooh, this is a card. I saw this. This card is very good. Okay, so it's a mandatory effect. So you're going to target your own monster, right?
Absolutely. I'm going to target your Gravekeeper's Spear Soldier.
Okay, so that actually brings us down to the same amount of attack here.
Are you ready to play? Ordeal of Traveler, let's go. I'll attack with my Dark Geroid.
Okay, I'll shuffle before you roll here, I guess.
All right, I'm going to roll the die. Evens on my left, odds on my right. And this here is your Dark Dust Spirit. It's a monster.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, love to see that. They're both going to go to the Graven in the main phase 2. I'm going to set a back row, and it is your go, buddy.
Okay. Minor setback, but I will draw for turn. I was hoping that'd be a little bit better, but it's okay. Needle Wall will technically trigger here, but I'm going to choose to forego that considering there's no monsters on the field.
It's a game show with no audience.
Yeah, unfortunately. You know, it's an open board. I feel like I have to take advantage of this. I'm going to normal summon a Wing Sage Falcos.
Wing Sage Falcos. Okay.
Let's hit for the 17.
Do I do something about this?
Ooh. Someone have their own ordeal?
Oh, it's going to be an ordeal, all right, Alex. So you've got at least 1 Needle Wall available to you. I think 1,700 isn't really the end of the world here. How far am I from Ring of Destruction range again?
You would be dead to it next turn if I have it. If I hit with the Falcos again.
Okay. I will take it.
Okay. I think that's fair. 1,700's like whatever. Main phase 2. I think I'm just going to pass on that, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to draw for turn, and it is time once again to play our favorite game show. It is Needle Wall. We're going to roll that die and hope for a 3. Oh, it passed it by a bit. Okay.
Right. The Falcos flew out of the way of the Needle Wall.
It did indeed. Oh, what do I do with this hand? Well, 1,700 is not great. I'm going to set a monster, and I am going to set a back row. And I am going to end my turn.
All right, let's draw for turn, and let's play everyone's favorite game. I see you played a different position on the Needle Wall there, and luckily you didn't place it center because you dodged the needle. I cannot believe there's fucking Needle Wall tactics, even though it's just all probability.
Not destroyed by card effect. That's the way I like to see things go.
Apparently. Okay, let's go to battle.
Okay.
I'm going to attack with the Falcos.
It is a swarm of scarabs.
Okay. Happy to see him gone. I'll go to main 2, and I do find myself in a similar position to what you were alluding to earlier, where I have the option to maybe play a monster, but I mean, do I want to play a monster? No. I don't know. It's kind of risky. Strange. I'm actually going to set a back row, and I'll pass the turn.
All right. I'm going to draw for turn. Ooh.
Okay. Miss.
Take a roll. Give me a 3, buddy. It's my time. It missed anyway. Okay.
Okay. Falcos is flying all over for his life.
Okay. This is an interesting position. So I know for sure that you have a Dark Dust Spirit in your hand.
Correct.
I'm going to activate Rite of Spirits.
Ooh, and you have the cards in the grave. Okay, going to get the spy back.
I'm going to target the spy and summon it out in defense position.
Sure. It's a nice little wall to have.
It's a nice little wall to have. You have a response to the spy being summoned?
No, you're good.
Okay, I am going to tribute off that spy for our good friend, the Dark Dust Spirit.
Oh, you've got one of your
I
own.
do have one of my own, Alex.
Oh, that's scary. Well, don't know if there's much I can do about that. Yeah, so he's gonna nuke and kill the Falcos, sure.
He is indeed. Let's go to the battle phase and let's play our actual favorite game show, Ordeal of a Traveler. I'm going to roll the die as long as you don't have anything on attack declaration.
You are good, my friend.
Let's roll that die. Looking for evens on the left and odds on the right. It is an even. And I am calling monster once again.
It's my Yomi ship.
A Yomi ship. Okay, I like.
I will
to
take
know that
2200.
that's there. And during the main phase 2, I am going to set a back row. This is going to come right back to my hand. Dodge around that. Whoops, that's not where that goes. This is not rescue rabbit. The other rabbit. Wow, I'm struggling. This is not wind up rabbit. It's going to come to my hand. Chain beat will have to wait, Alex, and I'm going to end my turn.
Okay, I will draw needle wall triggers. Obviously, I'm going to ignore that. I will go to main 1. I am going to normal summon the Yomi ship.
Normal summon. Okie dokie, Alex.
It's got 800 attack. I mean, it's not bad.
It does at that. Okay, I am going to. Does have 800 attack. 800 attack is not the end of the world for me.
It's not the end of the world.
It really isn't. Puts me down to 2300, which mercifully is not Ring of Destruction range.
You're assuming I have a Ring of Destruction, Robert.
Alex, how many of these sets so far have you not pulled a secret rare?
I think the only set I haven't is maybe the first set. No, I think the first few sets I didn't get a secret, but then it started going downhill very quickly.
All right, I am going to take the 800.
It's interesting that you were thinking about this. I'm curious, like, what you could have possibly had. Like, because, I mean, you could have ordealed. Ordeal doesn't really have, like, an investment cost, though. So I feel like you probably would have just flipped it just to flip it. So that tells me that it's something else that has a cost that you don't want to pay at this juncture. You could also have ordeal and your hand is all monsters, so I could just call monster and it won't matter. But I think you might have something like maybe a Regeki break or something to that effect. So that's interesting. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll Rite of Spirit in battle phase.
Ooh, okay. That's fair.
Bring back the Spear Soldier. So we're going to see what you got now.
Okay.
Hit for 2k.
All right. I am going to activate a Rite of Spirit of my own.
There we go.
And
okay.
I'm going to summon a Gravekeeper Spy in face-up defense position.
Makes sense. So I could redeclare. That would do literally nothing except lose me life points. So I'm going to opt not to.
Great idea, Alex.
Yeah, I bet it does, Robert. I bet it does. I will pass the turn here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's draw for turn. What's that going to give us? That's not nothing. But during the standby phase, we have a very important ritual we must perform. We are going to roll the die. And
not the Yomi ship, no!
Love to see it. Love to see it. Okay.
Thinking in standby phase.
Ooh.
I know you have Dark
shot.
Dust Spirit. I know you have Dark Dust Spirit, so this complicates things.
Ah, the Regeki break.
Yes, you do know about it, which makes it much less good. I am going to fire it. I'm going to kill your spy.
That seems like a sensible move because you are in range of Dark Dust Spirit, Ring of Destruction.
Yeah, I mean, again, you'd have to have it, but at the same time, I'd rather I don't have to worry about Dark Dust Spirit just wrecking me again.
Absolute sense. I'm going to go to main phase 1. I'm going to set a monster face down, and it is your go, Alex.
Oh, you fool. You said it in the column that Needle Wall is immediately about to hit you, and I will draw in the standby phase. Alex. Needle Wall.
Fuck. All right. Good move.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice. Let's go to battle. Spear Soldier's pretty swole, so we'll try to hit in.
Eat 400, my friend, and he goes right back to
Oh, it's the guard. Okay, yep, so I will eat the 400. He will go back to hand, which is nice because it's like now Dark Dust Spirit's not really that good, so I don't really care too much about that. I'll go to main 2. So I guess I don't have to worry too much about Spirit at this point. I think I'm going to set.
Okay.
And I think I'll pass. Go ahead, buddy.
Interesting. Interesting. I am going to draw for turn, and it is once again time to roll that die.
Okay.
Oh, didn't hit.
This fucking card is going to be the reason one of us loses this game. I'm convinced.
It's absolutely going to be the reason. Okay.
Oh my god.
So, you have a monster face down. Do I? Oh god, because if that's a swarm of scarabs, my life is going to get so rough.
There's so much to think about with sets in this set. I love it.
Okay. So, What do I do here? That's a surprisingly not terrible move. Okay, what's the punish is that's a Gravekeeper Spy, which would suck. It would be real bad for me. Main phase 1. Okay, if that's a Gravekeeper Spy, I am going to be in roughly the same amount of trouble no matter what. But if that's something like a Swarm of Scarabs, I really need to do my bestest to get it moving. I think that is the play. I am going to, in main phase 1, activate Book of Tayo, targeting your face down monster.
Wow, on the Book of Tayu. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, you kind of get punished for this too. It's a Gravekeeper's Guard of my
Gravekeeper's
own.
Guard? Okay, you're gonna add my
I'll bounce your guard, which I mean,
boy.
yeah, maybe that's
Yeah.
not a major punish, but it's kind of funny.
I'm very glad to see that that's what that is. I'm gonna set a mysterious monster face down.
Could be anything.
Could be anything. And I am going to end my turn.
Okay, Needle Wall.
Needle.
Needle Wall, if you hit, I probably win the game. Let's go, buddy. Shit.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, good.
All
I
right.
like to see that.
All right. I don't like to see that. Okay. I'm going to assume that this is a Gravekeeper's Guard. So with that being the case, I would take a total of 900 if I hit into it. Getting a bit precarious, I suppose. I do kind of want to hit it, though, so I'm not going to lie. I'm going to attack.
There you go, buddy. That is your 900 points of damage.
Okay, I'll take it. So then guard will get bounced to hand. I will go to main 2, and honestly, I'm kind of content just setting again, and I'll pass the turn.
What a game state, Alex. All right, I'm going to draw for turn. Okay, and during the standby phase, let's play that game. And for clarification's sake, I am going in the order that it tells me to because that's just easier for me to remember. So the card closest to Necrovelli is number 1.
Okay.
Let's roll. Watch it be a 6.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Oh my god! Fuck this card!
Yes! Okay, so this brings us to an interesting question.
Hate this fucking game. To be fair, I killed one of your things, so we're even at this point.
You know? Oh, how bad a decision is that? If it works, I literally win the game right.
Are you gonna sack for Dust Spirit?
I think that puts me in an okay position. I am going to, in the main phase 1, normal summon Deslakuda.
Oh my god.
I am going to change my Gravekeeper's Guard to attack position. I'm gonna go into
Sure.
the battle phase. I'm gonna attack for 1500. Do you have a response to the attack?
I do actually think I have a response to the attack here.
Okay.
I didn't want to use this now, but I think to ensure that I don't die, I have to use it. I'm going to activate Nightmare Wheel, targeting your Gravekeeper's Guard.
Oh, that sucks for me. Okay, I'm
Pretty good.
going to continue by attacking with our good friend Lakuda. And I'm gonna roll that die. It's number 3, and that's a monster.
It is the Spear Soldier. You are correct.
Ooh, good to see. All right.
So I will take 500 whole points of damage.
Oh shit! No, that's actually. Oh no, that is bad for me. That's really bad for me.
Why do you say that, buddy?
Main phase 2, I am going to set my Lakuda face down. I'm going to set a back row, and I am going to end my turn.
All right, I will draw
During the
my standby
standby
phase. We've got multiple things
Okay.
going on here this time.
I'll
So
chain
first of
to your
all,
needle wall.
what are you gonna chain?
I'm gonna chain trap dust shoot.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I also have a Nightmare Wheel trigger as well.
Oh,
here.
you do. Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
take
you are going to
500
take
for
some
that?
damage. Yeah, you're going to take 500
Okay,
for
that's
that.
Fine. That's fine.
So you get to see my hand, 2 Spear Soldiers, an Assailant, and a Terraforming.
That is not good for me. Okay. None of these cards is great for you to have right now. Okay. I think I am going to send the Assailant back to your.
I had a feeling that's what was going. All right, so Assailant is gone. You took the 500 from the Needle Wall, or the Nightmare Wheel, and now Needle Wall is going to trigger.
Oh, trap dust shoot goes to the grave.
Oh, Deslakuda! See you later, buddy.
God, that's not good.
It kind of sucks, though. I didn't really want him to go because I kind of wanted to pierce into him with Spear Soldier.
That's what I figured you were going to try for.
Yeah, but it's tricky because Nightmare Wheel's good, but you can just sack over your guard with a Dark Dust Spirit.
That is true.
So I feel like I have to lead the charge here with the Spear Soldier.
Makes
so
sense.
we'll go to battle. We'll hit in.
I will take 500.
Correct. And my Nightmare Wheel goes to grave.
Glad to not be getting hit with that every turn now.
Main phase 2. This is such a close fucking game. Oh my god. I am just going to pass. You know the contents of my hand, so I want to give you a 50-50 on Ordeal every time.
I do indeed know the contents of your hand. Okay, that could be worse. During the standby phase, I am going to activate Needle Wall, and I am going to chain a second Needle Wall.
This is like the god combo. This is so good. Okay. Sure.
Come on. Give me a 3, give me a 3, give me a 3.
Okay, 6 is a reroll.
Okay, 6
That's a
is
reroll. I fucking hate this game. I fucking hate this game.
So, the situation is this. I have 1,300 life points left. It is literally a 50-50 if I attack whether or not I lose this game.
I hate this so much. I'm gonna say this too. You have gotten like 4 50-50s right on Ordeal of a Traveler thus far. And I am so mad about it, which makes me almost want to side this card out, but go on.
Okay. So, if I set a monster and let you go, there's a 1 out of 5 chance that you hit that with Needle Wall.
And you know I have Spear Soldier, so unless you have a way to stop that, then you're probably dead.
Yeah. Necro Valley is a hell of a card, buddy.
Isn't it?
What are the
2,000
chances?
attack piercers, level 4. Who'd have thought?
What are the chances that I draw into a card that can defend against Spear Soldier?
That's assuming that you're living the turn, so that's interesting.
That is assuming that I am living the turn. I'm having to do probability calculations in my head. So the probability of a 50-50 versus the probability that you whiff your Needle Wall and I draw a monster that beats Spear Soldier next turn.
Well, I mean, it's a 20% chance the monster dies to Needle Wall, but I don't know the probability of you being able to withstand a Spear Soldier. That's the probability I can't account for.
It's really hard because the human bias comes into effect here where I really want to take things into my own hands and go for the 50-50. But that is objectively the less likely scenario, I think. My own 2 Needle Walls also complicate this a lot. I still have things I could draw that would auto-lose me the game right now.
I bet you do. I bet you do. What's it going to be, buddy?
This is the part where I have to try and remember what I have in my deck. God, I hate this. I hate this so much. 2 out of 5 is a really bad chance for me. The chances that I draw is something that beats Spear Soldier. It's gotta be, but then that's also assuming that you don't get a monster next turn. God, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I have to go for it. I'm going to go into main phase 1 and I'm going to normal summon myself a Dawn Zalug.
Oh, what a pull.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right.
Okay.
It's going to come down to this, the boy himself.
Going to come down to the boy versus his test. Okay.
We'll see how much of a bandit he really is if he fucking robs me of this game. All right.
I'm going to attack.
I'm going to shuffle my hand before you roll. All right, buddy. What's it going to be?
I am going to trust the die to give me this card, which I think is your terraforming, so it's a spell.
I can't believe you said terraforming. You've said monster every time up until this point, and as soon as you clicked it, I'm like, I'm dead. And then you said terraforming, and I'm like, it's still alive.
I just had to stay the course, and I was fine. Oh, what a way to go, Alex.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean,
Is that the game?
that's the game, Alex.
Okay. Didn't think we'd be winning that way, but I'm not complaining.
What a fucking way to end it, Alex. Oh my God. Oh,
I'm so sorry.
what I hate about it is I had to make that play.
Yep.
I had to make that play.
I think it was the correct play. If you want my opinion, I think it was correct to do that, regardless of the circumstances.
I think the chances of me getting out of that situation otherwise were just so low. So a 50-50 was about the best that I was going to get. And with that opening hand, it coming down to a 50-50 chance is pretty impressive. So I'm going to start going first and see if this goes a little better for me this time.
Okay, good luck, buddy. You went first last time. Going first in this format specifically is just so good.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm going to draw for turn. Interesting, interesting. I am going to open by going main phase 1. I'm going to set a monster. I'm going to set 1 and 2. And I am going to end my turn.
2 back row, pretty good. I'll draw. You got a dust shoot?
I do not.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Main 1. Oh boy. How do we want to proceed? Let's start with a terraforming.
I had the feeling we were going to start off with a Necro Valley.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we won't start off with it right away. I do want to get a hold of it, though. Similar situation as game 1. I mean, there's just so many different types of monsters you can set, and it like all of them like require you to play around them differently, so you can't really account for all of them, which just kind of sucks, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to make what is probably going to be playing into one of these cards, but I don't think I have the best choice here. I'm going to set 3 of my own, and I will pass it over to you, my friend. Go ahead.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn. Anything in the standby phase?
No needle wall from you?
No needle wall from me.
Okay, good to know.
I am going to start my turn by flip summoning a Yomi ship.
Okay.
And I am going to go into the battle phase. I'm going to attack your face down monster.
You ready to play this game again, buddy?
Oh my god. Yep. Okay, so I am going to roll the die. It has a lot to make up for after it betrayed me last game. And I am going to choose monster.
It is a swarm of locusts.
Glad to see that, although it makes the chances of you having it face down a lot less likely, which I don't like to hear.
Swarm of scarabs.
Swarm of scarabs. Yep.
So you're going to take
there it
200.
is. I will take 200. Don't like that. Don't like that one bit.
Yeah, when you attack into a swarm of scarabs and then have to go into a main phase 2, it doesn't feel good. This was me last game.
It does not feel good. I am going to, I guess I got to end my turn here.
Okay, I will draw during the draw phase. You ready to play some games, buddy?
Yes, I am.
Okay, 6 is a reroll. 6 is a reroll. Come on, come on.
Ooh,
damn it.
good.
All right.
Okay.
So nothing there. We will go to main 1, however. First things first, I am going to have to deal with this Yomi ship. So I am going to reset my Swarm of Scarabs with its effect and flip summon it to pop the ship.
There it goes.
Then, what do I want to do next, honestly? There's a couple things I could do. Could try to hit in myself, but you probably have something to slow that down, potentially. End of the world. But I do kind of want to get aggressive here just because, like, when you start getting to spies and different things, it just starts getting kind of gummy. I'm not sure how much of a fan of it I am. It's tough. It's a tricky one. Yeah, let's go for it. I'll bring out a spear soldier.
Ooh, okay, yep.
Battle phase, I'm going to hit for 5.
I'll take 500.
And I'll go for 15 as well.
I'll take 1500.
Main 2, can't switch my scarabs back down because I already used that effect once. I think I will just pass the turn with that. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. In the main phase 1, I am going to normal summon a Dark Geroid.
Ooh, okay. I'm assuming you're going to drain the spear soldier here.
I am going to drain the spear soldier, and I'm going to go into battle phase. I am going to attack the swarm of scarabs with my Dark Geroid. I'm going to do that roll. And I'm going to call monster again.
How do you keep doing it? Oh my god.
Only when it doesn't count, Alex.
Only when it doesn't matter.
count.
Apparently. Okay, so I'm going to take 700 here. That's so frustrating.
Glad
Oh
to
God.
get rid of that card. In my main phase 2, I'm going to set a back row, and it is your go.
Dark Geroid's a weird one, though, because it's like I almost don't want to give that card back to you.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'll draw anything standby.
Nothing in the standby.
Okay. Main 1. So my spear soldier is down to...
Oh, are you going to roll for needle wall?
Oh, I am going to roll for a needle wall. Excuse me. I forgot. That's actually quite important, even though it missed. So it actually didn't matter in the slightest. Okay.
That's helpful.
All right. So the spear soldier's down to 700.
Yes.
Could lose it to Geroid. Isn't the end of the world. Okay. I'm actually just going to set 1.
Okay.
I will turn this spear soldier to defense because he has at least a few more 100 defense points now than attack points.
Makes sense.
And I will pass the turn, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. I will draw for turn. All right. And in my main phase 1, I am going to... I am not going to do anything in my main phase 1. I'm actually just going to go straight into the battle phase, and I am going to attempt to attack into this face down what I assume is a swarm of locusts. I am going to roll the die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to call monster again.
Was the Necro Valley.
The Necro Valley. Okay, and so this will go to my hand.
Now it's starting to make sense why I just wanted to keep Necro Valley in hand.
It does make sense. In my main phase 2, your Spear Soldier's already not particularly a threat. So
you want to drain him again with Dark Cheryl?
You know, I am going to set a monster and end my turn and hope that Needle Wall don't do its thing.
Oh, Needle Wall, I invoke thee.
Oh, thank goodness.
God, that card sucks. All right, main one. You're right. It is a swarm of locusts. I don't know what to hit, honestly. I'm just going to roll for it because, you know, we're just rolling dice all episode. I'll go for this one.
Okay, I will, the chain pyramid energy.
Okay, well, that was a bit of a dud, but... You know, it'd be like that sometimes. You know, if it's Dark Geroid, I don't really care all that much about attacking into it, so let's go ahead and do that.
Okay. Is it time to play? Yeah, it's definitely time to play. Let's play Ordeal of a Traveler!
Oh, shit. Okay, you know what? At least I'm a little bit happy that you're doing this now, because if Locust survives, then I'm actually able to pop it, since you can chain a continuous trap, since it says destroy that target, which is annoying. Okay, so I gotta go for it. I'm just gonna roll. Would you like to shuffle your hand first? You feeling pretty confident?
I will shuffle my hand.
Okay, I'll go ahead and roll. I'm gonna call monster, and we'll hit that one.
It is a Rite of Spirit.
Keeping the cards in your hand, too. All right, so Swarm of Locusts is going back to my hand. What a tempo loss. We'll go to main 2. I'll go ahead and set one. And I'll pass it on over to you. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, I am going to draw for turn. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, in my main phase 1, I am going to flip summon a card I dearly hope gets sent back to my hand by Ordeal of a Traveler. It is Gravekeeper's Spy.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, sure.
And with my Gravekeeper's Spy, I am going to summon another Gravekeeper's Spy in attack position.
Gonna go for it. Okay.
I am going to go for it. Let's see. What is the game plan here? Yeah, I think that's how we do this. I'm going to go right into the battle phase, and I'm going to attack into what I can only assume is a swarm of locusts. And we're going to play the game again. I'll roll that die. And I think that this here is a monster.
It is the Necro Valley again. So I'm happy to see Spy go, but I'm not happy to see Spy go because now you can just set it again.
Thank you for the extra Spy, my friend.
Yeah.
Let's attack into your face down monster again. I am going to roll again. And I'm going to re-roll. I am going to re-roll. And is this a monster?
It is a swarm of locusts.
Ooh, glad to see it. And show me the Yomi ship with 1,400
The other
defense.
swarm of locusts, unfortunately. We were so close to greatness, Robert. So close.
Main phase 2, I am going to set a mysterious monster to my side of the
be
field.
anything.
And I am going to set a back row. I am going to end my turn.
All right, Needle Wall, do your thing, buddy. Let's see a 4, please.
Oh no! Oh, that's some nonsense. So I hate this card so much.
You might have to draw a new work after this for Needle Wall.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, all right. That feels pretty good. Got rid of that. What do we do now? Spy is still a bit of a problem. It's not like the end of the world. I'm gonna set one. I'm gonna pass it over.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn. Okay, what do I want to do here? There's a very, very good chance that's a swarm of locusts. It's a very, very good chance.
Could be anything.
It could be anything, though. I am going to go into the battle phase.
Sure.
I'm going to attack your face down monster. And
all right, buddy.
Let's play the game again.
Let's play the game.
Roll the die. Roll the die. Okay, and this is a monster. Show me Necro Valley. Ooh, Gravekeeper's Guard. What do you got face down? Ooh, glad to see it.
I am so mad. I am so mad.
Is this the move then? It seems like a pretty good move. It's a really good move. It's gotta be. God, Needle Wall is such a stupid card.
Yep. It's dumb.
Okay, I am going to go for it right now because you know that I have it anyway. I'm going to go Rite of Spirit. And I'm going to target my Gravekeeper
Okay,
spy.
sure.
I'm going to summon
sure.
an attack position, and I am going to attack into your Gravekeeper Spear Soldier, and I am going to once again roll that die. I am going to once again roll that die.
It's manipulating the RNG.
And I am going to once again call monster. I get a plus no matter what.
Spell.
Ooh, okay. To my hand with the Gravekeeper Spy. And in the main phase 2, I am going to set a monster, and I bet you have absolutely no idea what it is.
No idea.
And
No
I'm
idea.
going to set a back row. It is your go, buddy.
All right, Needle Wall. You did it once before. I really need you to come in clutch for me again, buddy. Please. Shit.
Ooh,
All right.
Glad to see it. Okay.
We'll go to main 1.
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy. Now we get to play the fun game. So this is interesting, right? I mean, I could try to do something about your spy, possibly run into an ordeal with a traveler, which is, like, pretty bad. It's not fantastic. So I don't know. Putting another monster on the field enables needle sealing, so that's something to consider as well. It's a strange one. It's definitely a strange one. It's not pretty, but I think I'm going to go for it.
Okie dokie.
So I'm going to bring out my Gravekeeper's Assailant.
Sounds good to me.
Let's try to hit into your spy here.
Okay. Time to play the game.
We are going to play the game. We're going to go... let's spin again. Monster.
It is a Dark Geroid.
Okay, cool. So we do get to hit in. We'll hit for 3.
Yeah, I will take 300.
Then main phase 2. I don't know if that's good right now. I'm going to set a field spell.
Okie dokie.
And I'll pass the turn. Go ahead.
All right, I am going to start my turn by drawing for turn. And what am I going to do next? I can flip summon my spy, which would get me more monsters. It's not a bad thing. Honestly, yeah, what am I waiting for here? I am going to flip summon my spy.
Sure.
I'm going to activate its effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to grab a Gravekeeper's Assailant of my own.
Sure.
And then I am going to play the game. Let's go. I am
All
going
right.
to attack
Getting
your
it all
Spear
warmed up
Soldier
for you,
with
buddy.
spy.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll again. Oh, I could have just gone with that. I forgot that. Okay, well, it's having me go for the same thing anyway. And because I know that you have at least one spell in your hand, I'm gonna go for spell.
You got the spell. You got it.
Okay, and there goes the Spear Soldier, which is like okay for you because it means that I don't get the bounce on my spy.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I am going to also attack with my Assailant.
Ooh, you're actually going to maybe crash here? Interesting.
Maybe. And let's go for it again. Did you shuffle?
I think it shuffles when...
Okay.
I think it shuffles when it comes back to my hand, but I just shuffled a million more times.
Okay,
so if
legit.
you want
I'm
to
gonna
go
call
with
spell
that, if you
again.
want to roll again, okay.
What'd
you call?
I called spell.
It is Gravekeeper's Guard this
Gravekeeper's
time.
Guard. Okay, so back to my hand
Going
with that
back.
Gravekeeper's Assailant, and in the main phase 2, I am going to set a monster. And it is your go.
Needle wall, needle wall, needle wall, needle wall. Yeah!
Oh, there goes the spy. Oh, I hate this card so much.
I mean, I would have preferred to hit your set, but I'll take the spy going down too as well.
Yeah.
All right, main phase 1. What are we going to do? So many options now. All right, so could attack with the assailant. The likelihood that gets through is basically 0, which is fine. I'll at least know what it is, so that there's that. I know you have Dark Geroid in hand, I believe, and you had the assailant get bounced back from the ordeal of a traveler. So you could have even just set assailant, because assailant actually just kind of like matches pretty well up against it here. So that's an option. What else could you have got? Could be a lot of things, honestly. You know what? Let's go for it. I'm going to bring out the Wing Sage Falcos.
Okie dokie.
Let's go to battle. I'm assuming that this is maybe an assailant, so let's hit with that.
Okay, roll
I'm gonna
that die.
roll the die, and this is a monster.
That is indeed the Gravekeeper's Assailant.
Oh, so he's still in hand. So what did I hit is the question.
You hit a Gravekeeper's Guard.
Fantastic. All right, so it's going back anyway. Great game.
It is indeed. Let me see. Is that what I want to send? Yeah, that's what I want to send.
All right, so Falcos goes back to hand. Go to main 2. Interesting. I don't really want to flip up this Necro Valley because, like, I know you have Assailant. And, I mean, he'd be 2k defense, so, like, it wouldn't really matter that much. But you can still crash with the Assailant, which is not exactly ideal. It does make Assailant be able to withstand some other things, though. It's weird. Yeah, I am going to flip this, actually.
Okay.
I know you have Geroid, so that's something I need to be concerned about. I'll pass. Go ahead, buddy. Let's see what you got.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn. That introduces a new interesting piece of nonsense to this equation. Do I just go for it? I honestly see very little reason not to go for that here.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. Let's hear it.
So what would you have that would punish it? Needle Wall is what you would have that would punish this. Gotta love this game. Yeah, okay, that's the punish. It's not a terrible punish. I am going to send my Gravekeeper's Guard to the graveyard to set a monster.
You have a fucking Guardian Sphinx.
It
Are
is
you
your
kidding me?
turn.
You have a fucking Guardian
Would you
Sphinx,
like to
Robert?
attack into it to find out if it is that or a giant axe mummy?
Oh, that's another card too. Shit. I was really hoping that Needle Wall would just kill it so then I wouldn't have to worry about it. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Giant Axe Mummy is scary because if I attack into it, I believe it kills my assailant, correct?
I will decide if I'm going to confirm or deny that after a quick Google search.
I believe that's its effect. I don't recall for sure, though.
Okay, it has to be lower. That is the rule.
It has to be lower. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the most current errata for the card.
Jesus Christ. So, Guardian Sphinx, Giant Axe Mummy. Would you play Giant Axe Mummy? Like,
Alex, I'm playing Pac-Man. The possibilities.
That card on the surface just seems terrible, but like it actually doesn't on this board.
There's actually an entire strategy in my deck that I haven't seen at all yet.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. There is actually a way to maybe like play around this, but the problem is Ordeal of a Traveler just throws the whole thing off.
It's true.
And I don't know how much I like that. You know what? I'm a gambling man. I'll go for it. Okay, we'll bring out the Falcos.
Sounds good.
We're gonna go to battle and lead with the Falcos.
Okay, roll that die, Alex.
Okay, so we're gonna roll monster.
It is, in fact, a needle ceiling.
Shit. Okay, well, this complicates things now. So the plan was to hit into the monster, see what it is, and then Gravekeeper's Assailant it into attack position and kill it that way. But now that is no longer on the table. So the question now becomes, do I attack with the Assailant, lose it to Mummy, or do I attack into the Sphinx and get it bounced back to hand? Both of those sound equally terrible. If I don't attack, the only thing I get punished by then is Guardian Sphinx specifically. So I think I would rather... This also assumes I go through with Ordeal of a Traveler as well. I think I would actually rather not attack here.
Okay.
And go to main 2. I think I'm just going to pass, and I'll throw it over to you, buddy.
Okay. I will draw for turn. Go to main phase 1, and there it is,
I fucking
buddy.
knew it. I fucking knew. You would never play
Guardian
Giant Axe
Sphinx.
Mummy. That card's so ass. Okay, fine.
All right. So what's the
This card's so good.
It's really good. This is a
This
very,
card's
very
insane.
good card.
Yeah, I wish I pulled this. This is nuts.
I think the play is just to normal summon Assailant.
Sure.
And to go into battle phase and attempt to swing in. And
Okay.
I will... You have exactly 6 cards in your hand. That makes this easy. Okay, I will roll the die, which makes it this one, and I think that's a monster.
It is terraforming.
To my hand with Gravekeeper's Assailant, and in the main phase 2, I'm gonna...
Oh, you want to attack with the Guardian Sphinx, Robert? I think that'd be a great idea.
My monster, it could be anything, and a mysterious back row, and it is your go, Alex.
Needle Wall, I have never needed you more in my goddamn life.
I'm gonna be
Please
so
fucking
pissed.
kill this
I'm gonna be
fucking
so
Guardian
pissed.
Sphinx.
Yes.
Shit. Oh,
Okay.
one off. One off. Okay. We may have a solution anyway. I am going to normal summon Sasuke Samurai.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
Oh, this is going to be a very good attack here if this can connect. You got anything?
I do not have anything on attack declaration.
So, Ordeal of a Traveler then?
Let's roll, buddy.
See what happens. Please, for the fuck's sake, hit. Monster.
It is a Yomi ship. You did it,
Yes.
buddy. You got a fucking Sasuke
the
Samurai
Sphinx has been
and
shattered.
Necro Valley
Oh,
and
I don't want
Necro
to
Valley?
fucking hear it. You pulled Guardian fucking Sphinx. You cannot complain about Sasuke Samurai. Please, go ahead.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna draw for turn. And in the standby phase, we are going to play our favorite game in the world. It is
Shit.
Needle Wall.
Here we go. Yep.
Time to roll. Let's see a 3. It's not a 3. Okay. So I'm gonna go into main phase 1.
Now this is tricky because now that I have Sasuke Samurai, setting monsters is not nearly as good. But if you attack, you risk losing the monster as well.
That is true.
I always loved Sasuke Samurai as a kid. This card's so cool.
It's a pretty sick card. I actually can't complain about it. I am going to, let's play the game. I'm going to normal summon Gravekeeper's Assailant.
I think this is correct, yes.
I'm going to go into battle phase, and I'm going to attack that Sasuke Samurai.
Oh, please fucking miss.
Gonna
All right, buddy.
roll the die. And this is a monster.
It is the Falcos. You did it, buddy. Congratulations.
Oh,
would you like to
boy.
switch him to defense position?
No.
Okay, so I will take 1,500 damage, which is a lot.
1,500 to the dome in the main phase 2. I am going to set another mysterious back row, and it is your turn.
He's got a big dome to be able to hit for. Anything in standby.
Nothing in the standby.
All right, we'll go to main 1 then, and things are looking weird. I will...
Very good description of this episode, Alex.
Yep, I think so. I think so. I will set a monster.
Oh, you need to do the thing.
Oh, I do need to do the thing. You're right. I forgot about Needle Wall. I mean, this card is help.
Oh, God. What the hell? Okay.
Okay, this actually changes my play now. All right, hold on. So,
Okay.
Needle Wall, I'm sorry I disrespected you by not even activating you in the standby phase. Thank you. Robert, thank you so much for
You're
reminding me
welcome.
about Needle Wall. You're such a good pal.
This
All
is
right.
my gift to the fans who have to spend so much energy commenting about our misplays every episode.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so Assailant's gone. I know your hand consists of a Yomi ship, a Dark Geroid. Is there anything else I know that I'm forgetting?
You have a long memory. There was at one point a needle ceiling.
There was, but I think we may be long past that at this point because I think you set 2 back rows since that happened. Although one of them might have been the Needle Wall, so you could still have the Needle Ceiling in hand. All right, this is an open board. I may have to just try to go for something here and just hope that I can hit. And I think I like that. I'm going to bring out an Assailant.
Okay.
I will proceed to the battle phase, and we will try to hit for 2,000.
I think this is as good a time as any to flip another Rite of Spirit.
That's a good one.
And
Sure.
I am going to summon back...
Got a few choices.
I
You have a
do
lot of
a few
choices, actually.
Honestly, Gravekeeper's Assailant is probably my best one.
Uh,
Sorry, my cat is determined to get herself as tangled up in my wires as possible. I love you, baby girl. There we go. Sorry, Bean.
So Rite of Spirit goes to grave, and this sort of complicates things now. Like, I could crash our assailants. I don't know if I want to do that, to be honest. Killed the Guardian Sphinx. I don't have to worry about that. Although I do have to worry about it in his trap card form.
Nonsense. It would make my day if you attacked into my assailant right now.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to. It's probably better to just hold off here. So main phase 2, not in a major rush right now. I think I'll just pass here.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. And during the standby phase, our favorite card is going to go off. And as a bonus round, we're going to activate a second Needle Wall.
Shit. All right. Chances just went up that this card's not surviving. Okay. What do
All
you got?
right, roll number 1, folks. That's
Dodged.
a 4. Roll number 2.
Dodged.
Oh, okay. Main phase 1. What am I going to do with you, my friend? I'm actually going to...
Next. Now you're in the predicament I was.
I'm in a very similar predicament to you. I am going to set a monster, and I am not attacking your assailant right now. Your go.
Needle Wall, you've been good to me so far. Please.
Your Needle Wall has been so
please,
stupid
please.
so far.
Shit.
Thank goodness.
Shit. Okay. All right. You know, it was bound to happen eventually, I guess. Okay. You know, honestly, I'm almost in the same boat as you. I think I'm going to set one, and I think I'm just going to pass, buddy.
Well, I am going to draw for turn, and during the standby phase, it's time for everybody's favorite game show. We're going to roll for Needle Wall.
Of course.
And
of course,
it
it's the one
is
I
the
just
set one. And we're going to roll for Needle Wall again.
Fucking Yomi ship, too.
And it is not any of your monsters on the field. However, that is not going to matter because I am going to flip summon a swarm of scarabs and take out your Gravekeeper's assailant.
Sure, that was a good one.
I'm going to go into battle phase.
Okay.
Attack with that swarm of scarabs.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Let's roll that die. Number 4. Number 4 is going to be a monster for me.
It's a Yomi ship.
A
I'll take
Yomi ship.
500.
500, buddy, and we're going to go into you directly with a Gravekeeper's assailant, and we're going to roll that die again.
I hope this one misses, please.
And this one is also a monster.
That's a big
$2,000
hit.
to the dome.
Big hit, big hit.
And the main phase 2, we're going to flip that little swarm of scarabs face down in defense position, and do I continue making moves? God, I hate Needle Wall. It's doing pretty good for me right now, but God, I hate it. It's not a fun mechanic. Let's see.
Oh, please. This has to be one of the most fun episodes we've ever
Oh,
had.
it's been a blast, let me tell you. I honestly, so if I set a monster, I actually take it from being more likely that Needle Wall misses to more likely that Needle Wall hits. So I'm actually going to just straight end my turn here.
All right, Needle Wall, do your thing. Shit, very close.
Good.
Very
good,
close.
good,
Very
good,
close.
Good.
Okay. Main one. So now that I know you have a Swarm of Scarabs set, I think this changes the equation a bit for me here.
A little bit.
So with that said, I am going to bring out the Winged Sage Falcos
Makes
that you
sense.
know about. Gonna go to battle. I am gonna attempt to hit into this.
Okay, do your roll, buddy.
Let's go ahead and roll monster.
It is another Gravekeeper's assailant.
Okay, good to know.
So there
Scarabs
goes
is gone.
my swarm of scarabs.
It's like an interesting little soft lock if you don't deal with it, right?
It's
kind of annoying. Main phase 2. Assailant's pretty good.
Pretty good card.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I will. And you've got double Needle Wall. That's scary. That's very scary. I'm going to pass.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And draw for turn. Oh. And during the standby phase, it is once again time to roll. Show me that 3.
Fuck off.
Okay.
I guess I deserve this for all the times I've hit. All right.
Okay, so
Robert, you could like win the game here, buddy.
there is a non-0% chance that I win this game right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I go for it. I am going to, my main phase 1, I'm going to normal summon my other Gravekeeper's assailant.
They're big. Yep.
Gonna go into that battle phase. Going to attack for $2,000.
Roll it, buddy.
Gonna roll it. Is that a monster?
I fucking hate this game so
Yeah!
much.
All right.
It's not over. It's not
Love to
over.
see
It's
it.
not over.
It is not over yet. Let's attack one more time.
Yep.
And we are going to roll. Show me a monster.
We're saved.
Ooh, rope of life. What a pull. Okay. Gravekeeper's assailant
Okay.
is going to my hand.
We're saved. We're saved.
I normal summon this turn, right?
You normal summon the assailant, correct?
Cool. I'm going to set a back row. It is your turn.
Needle Wall, I have never needed you more in my life. Please kill this fucking assailant. Oh, it's the wrong
good.
side. It's the
Okay.
wrong side. No. All right. Main one. This is getting ugly. All right. I am going to set one, and I'm going to set one, and I'm going to pass the turn.
All right, I am going to draw for turn. And in the standby phase, guess what time it is? Let's roll 1. Show me a 3. It's not a 3.
Okay.
Let's roll 2.
Yes! I fucking hate this card!
Yes! And it's the Yomi ship. Okay, love to see it. Oh, my
I hate
chances
this
are
card
so
so
good right
much.
now. My chances are so good. There's a torrential tribute isn't in this format. Okay, we're going to normal summon our
this card.
other Gravekeeper's assailant. And we're going to go
Sure.
into battle phase. I'm going to attack with my first Gravekeeper's assailant.
Okay, on attack declaration, I'm going to Rite of Spirit.
Ooh, okay. That makes sense.
So we are going to bring back the assailant of our own.
Okay.
Would you like to redeclare? This complicates things.
Mildly. So the punish here is you hit Needle Wall if I fail this. And I... sure, let's go for it. All right, I'm going to attack.
Wow, he's going for it. Okay, now you may go ahead and roll.
Let's roll. Is this a monster?
Yep.
Okay.
Now you need to hit the next one.
All right.
This is the big
Attacking
one.
directly.
This is lethal if this connects.
It is
Please
indeed
miss.
lethal if it connects.
Please miss. Please miss.
Rolling
Please
the
miss.
die.
Please miss. Please miss. Please miss.
Is this a monster, Alex?
Oh, thank fucking God. It's terraforming. We're still in it.
Alex, did you really think you were safe? Right of spirit, baby!
No, you still have to call it, though. You still have to call it. You still have to call it.
I do have to
We're not out
call
of
it.
it. We're not out of it. We're not out of it.
Okay. The question is the right move to attack here?
You've already gone all in at this point.
With a monster and I take damage? Yeah, I attack here. I'm going to attack.
I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game.
Monster?
I fucking, this is such,
Yeah!
this is such bullshit. It was in my favor all of these times, and you kept hitting the goddamn fucking monster.
That's for the needle wall, buddy.
Robert, I am fucking livid. The audience knows this too because they get to see it from my perspective. Most of these Ordeal of a Travelers have not been in your favor. I think there was one where it was like a 25% chance you got it and you fucking hit it. And would that have made a difference? I don't know. But it's still fucking infuriating that it's gone through as many times as it has. Whatever. I get to go first for one, so maybe this will change
The Lord
things
giveth
up.
and the Lord taketh away, Alex.
You know, I guess that's the trade-off for you winning or losing the 50-50 in the first game. So good luck, buddy. I will draw for turn. Oh boy, this is gonna be something. Okay, I am going to start by setting 3 cards in total and passing it over to you.
Wow, that's a lot of cards. All right, we're going to go into main phase 1 if you don't have anything in the standby.
You are good. The traps in this the traps in this pack are actually pretty damn good, it turns out.
They are very good. Okay, yeah, let's go with the move you know. I'm going to normal summon our Royal Keeper.
Sure.
All right, go into the battle phase.
Okay.
And attack your face down.
It is a Grave Keeper's Guard.
Ew, I will take 300 and my monster back.
I knew you were going to attack into it, so I had to set something big.
I set and end my turn.
All right, I'll draw. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm digging that. All right, I'm going to normal summon Gravekeeper Spear Soldier.
Yuck. Okay.
I am going to activate Necro Valley.
Yuck.
Yeah, it's not bad. I will... Ooh, I could get a lot of damage if I put this guard in attack, but that is so fucking greedy. Then again, I've got back row to protect him, so not exactly in your best interest. What do I have to worry about? Ordeal with Traveler, Needle Wall. There's some things. Yeah, I'm down. This is like as good as it's gonna get. Let's hit.
Yeah. All right, I will take 3,500.
Wow, that's a big hit.
I said 3,500, not 350. Just a second.
Yeah, you make sure you add a 3,150 to that total there, buddy.
Oh, is that? Oh God, I know. I'm just gonna start this from the beginning. If you thought that Yu-Gi-Oh players couldn't read, watch Yu-Gi-Oh players try to do math.
I will pass the turn. Go ahead.
A draw for turn. Oh, that's interesting. That's okay. That's got to be the play, right? Unless that's the play.
So it might be a quick one, Robert.
It might be a quick one. Yeah, that's definitely the play. I am going to set a monster face down. Your go.
Okay, so I will draw. And in the draw phase, Robert, Needle Wall!
Okay,
Oh,
yep.
this could be so fucking good. This is going to be an absolute blowout of a Needle Wall if this hits. And it doesn't.
Oh, thank
Unfortunate.
goodness. Oh,
okay.
boy.
So main one, the worst possible scenario here is like a spy, I would guess. And spy's pretty good. I think I still have to go for it. I am the aggressor in this position. So let's show me the spy.
It is indeed a spy.
Okay, so I'm going to take 500. You get to trigger the spy.
I am going to trigger the spy, and with that spy, I am going to summon a spy.
Okay, main 2, I'm going to flip this guard back into vents so we
Seems
don't
sensible.
lose him. Yeah, it seems okay. And how do we want to play this? I'm going to go ahead and set a monster, and I'll pass it over to you, buddy.
I'm going to draw for turn. Oh, that is weird.
You're in a bit of a predicament now because, you know, if you start building up the board a bit more, that needle wall becomes much more likely to hit.
It does become much more likely to, which doesn't do me a lot of good. I have to let this one go. Your go.
Interesting. Okay, I'll draw. Needle wall, do your thing, buddy. I would really love to see you kill one of these spies off.
Go.
Okay, 6 is a reroll. 6 is a reroll.
Ah, okay.
1. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Dodge this time. Dodged this time. Just passed. I mean, to be fair, the Gravekeeper spies are just gigantic walls at this point, right?
They're pretty big.
They're pretty big. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and set another card, and I'll pass it over to you.
I'll draw for turn. Okay. That's something. And once again, if I put more monsters on the board, that's more monsters for Needlewall to hit, so it is your go.
Come on, Needlewall. Come on. Yes.
Yeah, it was gonna be a 3.
Yes. It was
okay.
destined to happen eventually. Okay. So main 1. Well, I think this has been working so far. I will set another card, and I think I'll just pass it on over to you, buddy.
Well, buddy, thank you for making this a 100% guaranteed Needlewall.
Oh, okay. That was the plan. Okay. Fair.
So it is time to roll. And it is going to be this monster.
It's my new Doria, unfortunately.
Doria. That's not a bad hit.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Okay. I think what I do here is I
Could just pass again. It's been working for you.
could just pass again. It's really funny just like how much the odds are in favor of my Needlewall right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like I kind of would respect that.
I am going to, in the main phase 1, normal an assailant.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yep.
And I am going to switch my spy to attack.
Sure. What are you worried about, Robert?
Oh, nothing in particular.
What are you worried about?
I am going to declare an attack on this face-down monster and use Gravekeeper's Assailant to switch Spear Soldier to defense.
This just went all wrong, didn't it? All right. So this goes to defense. You killed the swarm of locusts, which I'm very pissed about.
Oh, that is so good for me. Holy
Yeah.
crap. And I am going to attack into that Spear Soldier with my spy.
Sure. That's fine.
And in main phase 2, I am going to set a back row, and it is your go, buddy.
Very peeved about that. I mean, maybe I should have just set the locust when I set the new Doria, because apparently that would have worked a lot better. But here we are. Okay, main 1.
Are you going to use your Needlewall?
Yeah, Needlewall first. Please hit something. Of course. All right, fantastic.
Okay.
Similar situation as before. I don't exactly really feel like committing more to the board. I'm going to bring out a Spear Soldier.
Makes sense.
I will proceed to battle, and let's attack into the spy that is left vulnerable.
I'll take my 300.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and Rite of Spirit to bring back my other Spear Soldier.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to crash into the assailant.
Oh, this is going to be the sickest needle sealing.
Fuck.
Oh,
All right, well,
yeah. Oh, that went so nicely.
I was like, I mean, had to have it, so I don't know if I feel too bad about playing into it, but that was pretty gross. I'm so behind now. This is bad. Main 2, I will, I guess, set a card, and go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn, and in the standby phase, Needlewall.
This better
don't
fucking
fail
miss.
Me now.
This
Give
better
me a
fucking.
5.
Thank
Ah,
God.
so close.
Thank God.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I am going to go into the main phase 1, and you do know that I have it. So I'm going to normal summon my Royal Keeper.
I do know about it, correct.
I'm going to go into battle phase.
Yep.
I'm going to attack your face down monster.
It's my Yomi ship. He will take
There he
your
goes.
keeper down with him.
And it is your go.
We're going to need a bit of a miracle here on this one. I will set and pass the turn.
Draw for turn. We're going to roll for
Don't
that
do it.
Needlewall.
Don't do it. Okay. Wow. Okay. Just the Yomi ship barely dodged that one. Whew.
It did indeed. Okay. This is as good a time as any, right? It's as good a time as any. You showed me a new Doria. You haven't showed me a Gravekeeper Spy yet. The chances that you have Gravekeeper Spy and have not showed me Gravekeeper Spy they're not unreal, but they're not great. It's a guard, I take damage. Yeah, why not? I'm going to normal summon a Pyramid Turtle.
Sure.
It's been a minute.
Has
I'm going to
been.
go into battle phase. I'm going to attack into your face down monster.
Get ready to play, buddy.
Oh boy. I'm going to not roll a die. I'm just going to call monster.
It is a trap.
Okay, to my hand goes my turtle.
I knew that was going to work one time, and now from here on out, it's not.
Okay, and it is your go, I guess.
I'll draw. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I guess I'll set one.
I wonder what it could be.
And I'll pass the turn.
All
Go
right, let's
ahead.
draw for turn. And in my main phase 1, after my standby phase where I roll, show me that
Okay.
3, dodged again.
Dodged.
Going to normal summon a Pyramid Turtle.
Sure, he's back.
Imagine that. I am going to attack your face down monster. And
Yep, all
I
right,
am
call
going
it.
to call monster again.
The mind games worked. Get punished.
You know what? Now that I know it's there, I'm gonna Rite of Spirit.
Shit.
And there's my Gravekeeper's Assailant.
That's not as fun. Lame.
And I'm
All
gonna
right.
attack and call trap.
It's my swarm of scarabs. I was really
What's
hoping you
hilarious
wouldn't.
about that Rite of Spirit is if I really wanted to, I could have attacked with Spy and just called whatever the hell I wanted to and got Spy back.
Yeah, that's true.
But,
Could've.
you know, I'm going to set a card and I'm going to end my turn. Keep
All right.
showing me traps, buddy.
I know. Needle wall, come on. One
four.
off.
Good.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Problem is your hand is just loaded.
It's a big hand. You're right.
Yeah. It's not doing me any favors here, unfortunately. I think I'm going to have to set one. I'll pass it over.
I'm going to draw for turn, and in the standby phase, we're going to play everybody's favorite game, Needle Wall. It's a roll again.
It's a reroll.
Give me that 3, buddy.
It's another reroll. Okay.
2.
Dodged.
Okay. You are safe for another turn.
I mean, you know the card in my hand now.
Yeah, I guess that's the move. I am going to normal summon Pyramid Turtle.
He's back. Sure.
Let's not even play the game. I'm going to call trap. Unless you pulled an infernity on me and set your trap as a monster.
It's a Gravekeeper's Guard. So you will take 400 here.
I will take 400.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to pick to bounce the assailant back to hand.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
forget that.
I get a choice, sir, but I think you did it for me. I mean, you can attack with the Pyramid Turtle, too. That's fine.
I can. Alex, I have 7 cards in my hand.
You do. Are you going to have to discard for turn, Robert?
I am going to have to discard for turn.
You have 7 monsters in hand.
Oh, buddy.
It's okay.
I
Just get rid of that
probably should've
assailant.
just
You don't
set a
need the
monster
assailant.
in
Just get
my-
rid of it. It's fine.
I'm going to pitch this new Doria.
I mean, he's not doing much. Yep.
Your go.
Okay. Now, this would be a sick, absolutely sick needle wall. Come on,
Okay.
4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
That's a
Of
3.
course, right when the assailant goes, it's a 3. This game,
Okay.
it's so rigged. All right, main one.
It's hilarious. I'm like really far ahead in terms of card advantage, right? But the life points have remained basically like 8,000, 4,000 this entire
Honestly,
game.
I think that first hit in the beginning of this game is what's keeping me in this because I have an edge where if I have an opening, I might be able to win.
Yeah.
It's very like unlikely, but there is a chance. Attack mode.
Okie dokie.
Battle.
Okay, I will take 300.
You gonna trigger the turtle?
Yeah, I am going to trigger the turtle, as long as that's okay with you.
Fine by me.
I'm going to summon a monster you ain't seen yet.
Wow.
Good old Master Kianshi.
There he is, big boy.
Quite a big boy.
I'm going to activate Rite of Spirit.
Interesting. Okay.
Bring back the Spear Soldier.
Okay.
It's hit into the Kianshi.
I will take 300.
250. Main 2. I'm gonna set one.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass the turn.
Still haven't seen that Rope of Life. Draw for turn.
Robert, would I really keep Rope of Life in my hand for a 3rd turn in a row? Am I that crazy?
Let's roll for Needle Wall.
Oh,
It's
thank
a
God that
1.
missed.
Damn.
All right. That was actually a big needle wall.
The fuck does Rope of Life do?
So Rope of Life's effect is if a monster is killed by battle, I
Okay.
discard my whole hand, resurrect the monster, and it gains 800 attack permanently.
That's kind of wild, isn't it? Okay.
It's actually pretty good in our format because I can hit over like nearly everything, I believe.
Okay. Have I mentioned recently how stupid a card Needle Wall is?
Yeah, you have.
All right. I am going to set a monster. I am going to set a back row.
He just drew for turn because he was discarding for hand size last time.
I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. Needle Wall, I call upon thee. Roll me a 3.
Oh,
It worked!
for fuck's sake, it was a Gravekeeper's Guard.
Okay, this is potentially lethal here if these attacks go through. You did just draw another trap, so that maybe is highly unlikely to be the case, but there is a potential game shot here. Oh man, how are we feeling? How are we feeling? How are we feeling?
Great question, Alex.
I think I got to go for it. So the traps here, Rite of Spirit is a card. That gets you back a Gravekeeper. You could have Ordeal, but Ordeal probably sucks at this juncture considering your hand is 5 monsters that I have the read on. Needle Sealing does nothing presently. It's like Rite of Spirit, I think, is the worst card of the bunch. Battle. 2K.
Rite of Spirit.
Okay, that was correct then. All right. Spy comes back, walls you up. That is fine. Main 2, I'm going to put this guard in defense.
Seems sensible.
And I'll set a card.
Okay.
What are the chances I still have Rope of Life in my head, Robert? What are the chances? Go ahead.
Draw for turn. And in the standby phase, let's play our favorite game.
Fuck.
Ooh,
Okay.
that
Well,
is my favorite hit of the bunch.
It's important too. Having another monster is pretty big, but at least it was that instead of the spear soldier, I think.
At least it was. Okay. What's my move here? I really want to end up with more than one monster on the field. That's really the move here.
Might be difficult, considering your hand's probably 5 normal summons.
I'm going to normal summon New Doria.
Ooh.
And I am going
okay.
to swing into Spear Soldier.
Okay.
And if you don't have anything to say about it, I will take 800.
Excuse me, sir. Ordeal of a Traveler's up.
That's a good point. I will
You
not.
forget?
I'm going to call monster, but show me the Rope of fucking Life.
I fucking wish I kept Rope of Life. No, it's
Oh,
a
okay,
Spear
there
Soldier.
it goes. Okay, it is a Spear Soldier, so that's going to go to grave. I will take my 800,
And you're going to take the Spear Soldier with it.
and I am going to end my turn.
I will draw. I will draw for turn.
God is my witness, Alex, if this needle wall hits.
How about 2 needle walls, Robert?
Oh, no. Oh, is it really going to come down to this? Is it really
Maybe it
going to come
will.
down to
Maybe
this?
it will. Oh, that's a reroll. That's a reroll. Okay,
Five.
one
Okay,
miss,
that's
but
one
there's
down,
a
one
second.
down.
There's a second coming clutch. That's
Another
a reroll.
6?
There's still hope. There's still hope. There's still hope.
Oh, thank fucking God. Oh.
You got so lucky.
You have no idea how lucky I was for that.
Lucky.
Okay.
So lucky. I mean, it was a 40% chance, right?
Yeah.
So, main 1. What do we want to do? You know, honestly, I think I'm going to pass.
Sounds good to me. I am going to draw for turn.
Needle wall won't trigger because I don't have any monsters.
Yep.
And again, you're in a weird predicament, right? You can try to commit to the board, but then you have a higher chance of losing to needle wall.
That's true.
You have Ordeal of Travel to worry about as well, so it's not great.
It is certainly not great.
The probabilities are in your favor, but what's probability in this match, right?
For real. Okay. I think I have to start hitting in.
This is probably the best look you've had.
Okay. I've got at least a 50-50 on my call. I am going to normal summon Gravekeeper's Assailant.
He's here, sure.
I'm going to swap Spy to attack.
Okay,
I'm going to go into battle phase.
sounds good.
Going to attack with Spy first.
Go ahead,
Roll
buddy.
that die. Left is even, right is odd, and is that a monster?
Is the Spear Soldier.
It's the Spear Soldier. Okay, there's
17.
1,700 down. Starting to get it. All right, let's try again. Is that also the Spear Soldier? Is it a monster?
Unbelievable, dude. Unfucking believable.
Okay, okay. All right, your go, buddy. Double needle.
Needle wall, buddy.
I hate that there's still a chance that you just win this game.
3 and 4. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. 3 and 4.
Another
That's a
6.
reroll. That's a reroll. That
Another
is also a
6.
reroll. Fuck. Okay,
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
killing.
okay,
I'm not
okay.
killing both. That should make you feel good. That's
Another
another
6.
reroll.
Okay,
Okay,
there
the
goes the
spy
spy.
is gone.
That could be worse. That could be worse.
I'm not happy about it. Go to main 1. That is the dumbest fucking idea I've had all game.
Alex, dumb ideas are what got you here. You're 4 and 2, 5 and 2 off of dumb ideas.
You're not wrong. But Robert, this is a dumb idea.
Oh.
This is like one of the dumbest ideas like imaginable. That's how bad this is. This is very dumb.
Okay.
I'm all for it.
Okay.
Oh god. I might not be all for it actually. Let me describe this situation, Robert.
Okay.
I have a play that if it works, I win the game, and if it doesn't, I lose the game.
That's a heck of a play.
So the question becomes, do I risk it? It's so tempting. It's so
Do you feel
tempting.
lucky, Alex?
God, it's so tempting. It is not the correct move, however. I am going to set, and I'm going to pass the turn. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I'm going to drop a turn. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Needle wall, sir.
Yep. Thank you very much. Show me a 3, please. Oh my god. My needle walls this game have just been garbage.
That might have been a disaster if that went through.
Okay. There are so many things that punish me.
Same. That's
That
how I
card is a
felt.
problem. I'm going to activate Book of Time. I'm going to target your face down monster.
Oh, interesting. Is Gravekeeper's Spear Soldier.
Ooh, okay. That's actually really good for me. Okay. I think I have to do this. I'm going to go into battle phase.
Sure.
I'm going to attack with Assailant, and I'm going to use his effect.
Okay. This also triggers the ordeal.
Monster. Okay, that is so good. That's so good. Okay.
On res.
on
Rope
res.
of life.
That's okay.
Ordeal Scarab. You
Good,
have
good.
hit.
Oh,
You
that's
hit like
so good for me. That
you
is
hit like 50-50s in a row. Unbelievable.
okay. You have a big old bungus with a lot of attack points.
28 to be exact.
Oh, that's such a good play. Holy shit, that's such a good play. Literally everything I do at this point loses to Needle Wall, so like whatever. I am going to normal summon in my main phase 2 Dark Geroid.
Shit,
and
that's
I'm
gonna
going to
drain it.
negate
I
out
was
the Rope
afraid of
Life.
that. Oh my god, that's what I was so
That's
afraid
good
of.
For me. That's so good for me. Please don't fucking hit Needle Wall. Your go.
Is it really going to come down to this fucking Needle Wall of all things? If I hit a 2 and a 4, I think... No, actually, I mean, you're not dead here, technically. So, a lot of heavy lifting here. A lot of heavy lifting. Holy
that
shit.
sucks. Oh, that sucks so bad.
I wish I hit the Assailant, to be honest. Like, I could have hit over
Well,
Geroid.
you still have a chance,
Four.
No fucking
way, dude! No way!
Oh!
I'm fucking going for it. I don't give a shit. Normal Falcos, attack!
Okay, well, I'm not quite dead yet. I have a Raigeki break.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And
So,
unfortunately, hilarious as it would have been to resolve this card, I do have to discard Moisture
Moisture Creature. I did
take out
think
your
about
Spear
this.
Soldier.
I did think about this. You also take 17, though, so
I
that's
will
not
take
bad.
17.
All right. I got you down to 450. Go ahead, buddy.
Draw for turn.
What do you got?
Standby phase.
Please
show
miss.
me a 4. Please show
Please
me a 4.
miss.
If I needed a good roll ever, it is now. Oh my god. Okay.
What a fucking game.
Gotta set a monster. It's your turn.
Is it just lose to Needle Wall?
Yep. God, that needle.
Three.
Double needle.
That's a reroll. That's a
Not
reroll.
like this, not
That's a
like
1.
this. Okay.
One more chance. Hit a 3. Hit a 3.
You don't
Shit.
have to re-roll a 1.
No, because I had a second. I had a second
Oh, you
Needle
did have a
Wall.
second. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. You're not trying to play me here. That makes sense.
No. Oh, all right. Well, I feel like I have to attack, so I'll hit.
It is Gravekeeper's Guard.
That's bad. All right, so I'm going to take 7. Falcos
And-
goes back to hand.
Yep.
Okay, this is scary. So if I don't do anything, I risk just dying immediately. Not
True.
good. I don't know what else you could have. I'm on that your hand was like all monsters. So I think I'm going to go with the Falcos. I think I'm going to bring him back out. Go ahead, buddy.
Makes sense. Draw for turn.
Needle Wall.
Yep. Okay.
It's a big one. This is a big wall.
Show me a 3. Come on. If you were... Why must the Lord hate me so?
This has been a wild
Have I
ride.
hit
Oh
a
my God.
single needle wall this game?
I don't think you've hit one this game. No, I don't think you.
my
No, you
God.
did. I'm sorry, you did when all 5 of my zones were occupied.
Oh, my 100% guarantee.
Yes.
I hate this so much.
This literally comes down to if Wall pops the guard at this point.
It really and truly does. I am going to set another monster.
Dangerous.
Here we
Okay.
go.
2 and 3. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Let's go. Let's see it right. There's the 3.
my God.
There's the 3.
Oh my God.
Can we get the 2? Can we get the 2? It's another 3. But you know what, Robert? It doesn't fucking matter because Sasuke Samurai is
Oh
coming to the
my
rescue to take out
God.
your set. Doesn't give a fuck what that is. Yomi ship, fuck that. Attack directly. Game over, motherfucker.
I am so pissed, Alex. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
2 games that I open 100% monsters. I had a Yomi ship, I had a Pyramid Turtle with no targets in deck, and I had a Dark Dust Spirit.
God, unbelievable. What a fucking set,
Oh
dude.
my
Good
God,
games.
yeah.
Like,
Holy shit.
this just like was so down to if like Needle Walls and Ordeals went one person's way or
Yeah,
not. Like
that's true.
there's so few cards to be able to interact with these specific traps. Swarm of Locusts is the most consistent one. I actually considered playing Moisture Creature for the same reason you did, because if you can get that 3 tribute off to just blow my whole back row out, then that's probably just game over, because then I have nothing
Yeah.
defending me. Needle Wall, what a a fucking card.
What
like,
a
this
fucking
card sucks. This card fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But when the games go so arduously long, it gives this card an opportunity to be like somewhat good. Because even though it's a 20% chance every single time, if you have multiple copies, that goes up to 40%. And then on top of that, the longer the game goes, it's like the chances of it actually being able to resolve, because we have such a little spell and trap removal, make this card actually good. You had a fucking Ring of Destruction.
I had a fucking Ring of Destruction, and I did not see it once.
Well, thank God for that.
No,
All right.
so I told you in the first game you had no idea how lucky you were. The turn that you took out my Royal Keeper and you got your Necro Valley that turn was also the turn I drew my first of 2 Book of Life.
Oh,
you would have been
my
so phenomenally fucked if you didn't have Necro Valley right goddamn then. Oh my god.
Wow. This has to be one of the best episodes we've done. Like,
Yeah, that was incredible.
This is probably going to be as long, if not longer, than Labyrinth of Nightmare, just going based off of how long we've been doing this. But even so, I think this was entertaining the whole way through, because this was a roller coaster. Each turn, there were needle walls, there were Ordeal of a Travelers, and you and I were taking special care to try to like play those percentages to our advantage every single time.
Yep.
And when there was a slight opening that got made by one of those cards, that's where we had to strike, and hopefully that we were able to get through. But god damn, that was a set. Wow. So I actually only got one copy of Spy. I was withholding that the entire time.
Wow. Yeah.
And I honestly thought when I saw that I only got one Spy that I lost the set. Because Spy is so good.
It's so
right?
good.
Yeah, it's such a
Yeah.
good card. And so
I got one Raigeki break and no Swarm of Locusts. And I was like, if Alex establishes a back row, I'm just so fucked. Which is why I had to go into Moisture Creature. I was like, okay, this is my only opportunity to put Needle Wall makes Moisture Creature really tough to hit, because the second you get the materials for it, Needle Wall becomes a like 60% chance.
Yep. Well, especially if you want to do the effect to blow up all the back row, because you have to tribute 3 monsters specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Unless you did something with like Rite of Spirit potentially, but that's
that was
you know,
kind of my reasoning for it being worth it in game 3. It was like I had 3 Rite of Spirit, and so that was going to be the way to go. I'm just going to check out. I thought about Wing Sage Falcos. I just figured every threat that Wing Sage Falcos could hit was going to be something you would play in face down defense position.
I just wanted a monster that was a 1700 standalone that could contest a lot of just other things. And its effect to spin a card back to the top of your deck if it kills something in face-up attack is actually like maybe relevant at times.
Yeah.
So I figured I was like lacking in bodies, and so I figured like this is better than I had King Tiger Wang Hu, but Wang Hu's never going to actually like resolve against anything. So I figured like Falcos is slightly better in that regard, since like maybe there's like a potential upside there when Wang Hu won't give me any. The Falcoses would have just been Spies because I only had 2 of them.
That's legit.
So I figured that just playing these, I didn't have any other good Gravekeeper monsters to play that were worth it. So otherwise, since I had the Necro Valley, I would have gone that route. I just figured that was like my next best card. I could have done like Kabazals, I guess.
It turns out that you got the exact 2 right supers for my strategy, because I was playing
Sasuke's.
my strat was basically Pac-Man into blowouts with Dark Dust Spirit. Because if you stick Dark Dust Spirit 4 times, you win the game. And I had 5 pieces of revival in my deck.
Yeah, and Dark Dust Spirit is just a great way to be able to deal with stuff like Gravekeeper Spy, Gravekeeper's Guard, a lot of the walls in this format. Exactly. And I also had 2 Sasuke Samurai, as a matter of fact. I sided one out when I knew I was going first, which I probably shouldn't have done in retrospect, because that was just crazy.
You had 2 Sasuke Samurai?
I do, yeah. I like I said, I boarded one out. But yeah, because the problem with Sasuke Samurai is going into a Ordeal of a Traveler, it's just not that good. And plus it's 500 attack, so it loses to literally everything at that point.
True.
So I figured it's like good on like the first turn if I see it, and then otherwise the card is just not that good. Fortunately for me, you didn't get into an Ordeal this game. Even if you did, your hand was all monsters. And so that worked to my advantage, that when I got the Sasuke, he came in clutch. So wow, what a set. We both got a handful of like playable hollows too.
We did.
So the play play that I was talking about that was so risky, I could have crashed my spear soldier into your assailant, triggered Rope of Life to bring it back to make it 28 to game you. But if you had like Regeki Break, I was fucked. If you had Rite of Spirit, you weren't dead. And so that was the play. And I was like, I can't do it. I need to keep up Ordeal of a Traveler just to be able to try to withstand. I did have the 3 Regeki Break. Also, Nightmare Wheel. This card was actually kind of subpar because a lot of the monsters like flip themselves back face down.
True.
So, and you can also tribute for Dark Dust Spirit, which sucks as well. So I was thinking like, oh, this card's pretty cool because you can't really do anything with the monster, but there was enough things that this card wasn't as relevant. Did block and attack, I guess, but, and the bird, honestly, I got you down to this 450 here because if I drew this, I could just put this on any monster and then this would game you. So that was the other logic for putting you down to that exact amount as well.
God, what a match. What
Good
a match.
games though, buddy. Good games.
Good
I mean, this
games.
series has just been insane. We have had some of the craziest Yu-Gi-Oh! Adventures
So
of all
much
time.
Nut stuff.
And it's just going to get better. It's just going to get better.
Magician's Force is next, I believe. Unless we have, do we have a tin next?
We may have a tin next. It might be the 2003 tins, but I guess people will have to stay tuned and find out next time. That's more reason to get people to come back.
Indeed.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Sealed Showdown. We really hope you enjoyed. We have to shout out the patrons as always. Big shouts to Shadow1317, Sean Alling Jr., Joshua Schlee, Shotagonist, Cameron Smith, Angayoko, Tim00x3, Mike Iron Fang, Pony Starkey, and Musa, Michael Dente, Dan the Man Hoban, Part 2, Synchro Guy, Ole, Mystic Walk, Sylvia Wilds, Inya, Taisho, Draconic, Dollywop, Jarvis Martin, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Thomas Nelson, Jordan Coons, Kelvin Colt, T. Iron Bladesman, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Brother Paul, Chris Hood, Gage's Third Leg, Lumpy, Nehru Celeste, David Liu, Rockley325, Lane Rogers, Silent Agent 216, Isiding, Gren Maju and Salad, Sky Rose, Dylan Hunter, Yusuf Aslin 05, Garthlox DOW, John 2 Base, Apathy Astro, Bodie Eastwood, Dace Allen, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Speedroider Ride, and Shane Corin. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.